it going, everybody? Welcome back to Stormworks. I am Jodian, and I am here in the train area, train station, train build zone, whatever you want to call it. And today we're going to be working on. Oh, by the way, I, I had somebody the other day go, "Are you doing all these videos in the same day?" Because it always has the same date, and they're talking about this date up in the top corner. I can't really. The one that shows up right here. We're talking about this date up here. This is actually the date that's up there is actually the in-game date. And because I have time paused, I don't have time moving. I can go in here and I have the current time is locked. Because time isn't moving in my game, that date never changes. So that's not actually today's date. Because 2032 is a little off. So that's not actually today's date. That's the in-game date, and that's not going to change for my save file here, because I never save my save game. I always, whenever I exit, I always quit to the main menu, and it says, "Do you want to save?" I say no, because this is my survival build, or this is my not my survival build. This is my playground. It's creative mode, with time stopped. It's creative mode, and I stop time because I want to work during the light hours. I don't want to work during the dark. If I need to test lights or something, I'll set it to dark just to test the lights, and then I'll set it back to daytime, because I would rather work in the light so I can see what the hell I'm doing. But anyways, yeah, weather's turned off, unless I need weather. Weather's turned off. Wind is turned off. Rain's turned off. Everything's turned off. And infinite resources is turned on because I want to just build. That's what this is for. But anyways, today I just thought I'd answer that question, because everybody's like, it always says the same date in all your videos. Are you really like doing like 24 hours a day? Are you really playing 24 hours a day? And no, I'm not. I am definitely not. I do record some of these videos in advance. Like I'll spend maybe one day I'll play 4 hours and end up with two videos, and then I'll just schedule those to either be released separately, or I'll just upload them all at once. But for the most part, and scheduling videos is actually a trick that, if you're going to be doing YouTube videos, this is a trick that a lot of YouTubers will do. They'll spend a day making videos, and you'll make like 4 or 5 videos, or whatever. The shorter the video, the more of them you can make, and then they'll upload them all. Well, they'll edit them, and then they'll upload them all. And then what they do is they schedule the release, because you can upload to YouTube. You can upload like 7 videos to YouTube, and only have one of them show right then and there, and have the rest of them released over like the next 6 or 7 days. And that's how a lot of these YouTubers do their, we release a video every Thursday, or we release a video, you know, every day at noon we release a video. But they're not actually doing those videos and uploading them at noon every single day. They're doing those videos in advance and then uploading them all in one chunk. They'll do like a whole pile of videos all at once. They'll just upload all of them at once, and then they have basically the whole week to just sit back, because the videos are all uploaded now. So, and then the next day you have free. You do a bunch of videos, and then you set them to upload, and then once they're uploaded, you set them to release at certain times. And that is a YouTuber trick that I believe everybody knows now. But if you don't, well, there you go. So that's how people say, I release a new video every Thursday night, or I release a new video, like 2 videos a week, or because they have them all pre-scheduled to be released. So you'll have like 5, 6 videos just sitting there, already uploaded, already on YouTube, but they're set to private. YouTube doesn't set them to public until that timer's up. So they're uploaded, they're set to private, so nobody can view them except you. And then as soon as the time's up, it just sets it as public. And then ding, you get a ding, and hey, oh, he's got a new video. He just uploaded. No, he didn't. He uploaded it a week ago. So, and there's a lot of that happens. There's a lot of that happens, especially with videos like this. where you're game playing and whatever, you can't really tell what time of day it is, what time of year it is, whatever, unless you look at the person's, like, unless the person brings up their save file and that save file has a date on it. Because I can hit escape and I can go, when when I load my vehicles, you can see that, this is the last time I edited this vehicle was 29:05:25, and I can tell you right now, it is not 29:05:25 at 11:58. That is not the current date. That is not the current time. Um, so, you know, but that's what you see when you look at these. That is what you see. You'll see dates and times, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the last time I opened it or last time I saved it. Um, so scrolling down here, there's a lot of them that have, different dates, different times on them. In fact, this one here, I had used this one I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but it shows I have not. It doesn't even show the proper date and time of the last time I used this one because I didn't resave it. I grabbed it from here and I used it in another project. But anyways, today's project is going to be what I said in the last video, and I'm just looking for. I don't know if I have any platforms. I don't know if I have train platforms anymore. I used to, but I think I've used them all up. I had a train platform before that was just a platform, but I don't think I have that anymore. I think I accidentally saved it as something else and got rid of the original platform because I don't see it. I don't see it, and I'm getting into a lot older stuff now, and I'm not seeing my train platform. I had made just a basic train platform that had the front wheels, the back wheels, and a flat deck, and it did not have anything else to it. It just had those, the front deck, or the wheels, the front wheels, the back wheels. It was like a shortcut to making trains, and I don't have that anymore. I bet you I used it for. I bet you I used it for one of these, maybe. Or I got rid of it because I might have got rid of it because it was the old style. Because this train here, um, my black train here, the one that's got the platforms and then it's got the caboose with the platform. It's got the different fluid trailers. This train is for an older build of Stormworks, and the connectors on the front, even though they're based on the connectors that I'm using right now, these connectors are not at the same height as the new connectors. So that is a problem. They are not at the same height, which means I can't use these as my platforms. You know what? I bet you this was my original platform right here. I bet you this right here was my original platform, and it either got oversaved or it got deleted or something. Because this right here is exactly what I had. I had the two sets of wheels. I had the front piece, I had the back piece, and then a very flat deck, and that was it. Because I left it like that so I could reuse it over and over again for different trailers. And I bet you that is it right there. But I cannot use this because I know for a fact that these are at a different height than my new system. So let's go up and find a trailer from the new system, and I guess we're just gonna have to. I guess we're just gonna have to gut it. We'll have to gut it and resave it. Because what we're gonna be doing is making a. Is this part of the new? This might be part of the new system. Is this part of the new system? It is. This is part of the new system. Okay. How easy or difficult would it be to gut this thing? Let's look at our logic. Ooh. That's a lot of. That is a lot in there. Where are the systems that are. Okay. So our connector here goes back to a controller here. Because I need to be able to keep that and lose the rest. That is. Wow. I have really squeezed those in there. I don't think this would be an easy trailer to. Dang. Because that's our. Wait, that's. Is that our knot? That's our. No, what is that? Train trailer brake controller. Wait, I have a train brake controller coming through the bottom here? That makes no sense. Because that's going to be when it's connected. Oh, wait a minute. No, that makes perfect sense. Because when that's connected, it releases the brake. Okay, that makes sense. And then this here is the knot for this. Okay. So when you turn this off, because these are opposite. These connectors here are opposite of this connector here. So when these guys are on, they have a magnet. When this guy is off, it has a magnet. So they're backwards. I have to have the knot in there. Okay, so this might be a vehicle that I can easily flip. What is this for? This is a... Okay, that just checks the fill value, the fill level. And then all of these, I think, are just adders. Add. Yeah. Which you don't have to do anymore. You used to... This is the old system. This is an older system where you had to take every single frickin' every one of these hoppers. You had to add them together to get the total. Now they do. Now they just total up when they're all connected. Now they just total up, so you don't have to do this anymore. But I think we'll take this train car and we'll modify this train car to our own what we're going to be doing. So let's resave it first, and we're going to call this our fractioning mobile fractioning tower facility. Mobile fractioning facility. Okay, so we'll save that so we can now edit this without losing anything. Okay, we're gonna put a hole in it first. First thing we're gonna do is put a hole in it. We're gonna get rid of that shit. Okay, second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all this shit. We're gonna take this down. We want to bring it down to kind of a flat deckish, but we don't want it to be this high car type design. We want to bring it down. It's got to be a lot shorter than what it's at. Okay, so we'll shrink that down, and then we can get rid of the controllers we don't need. So we don't need these adding controllers. Get rid of all of those adding controllers. We don't need those. These we don't need. We can get rid of those. Okay, what do we have over here? This is our. These are constant numbers for what? What are they hooked up to? Nothing anymore. Okay, so those are hooked up to nothing. These buttons are hooked up to nothing, so those can go. This is hooked up to what? Well, that's the brake system. Okay, so I want to keep the brake system, and I want to keep the knot. So we're going to squeeze these. We're going to squeeze the brake and the knot in between these batteries because I want to keep the batteries too. So we're and then at the back here, we're going to take this out and move it over here. So we're gonna move these guys over there beside that battery. We're gonna move these guys beside this battery because I want our batteries to stay. I just don't want these guys out in the open because I want the space. I want to be able to use the space. So our selection grid, we'll grab this guy, do a move cut on him, and we'll just bring him around. Maybe rotate him. That's not the right rotation. So we'll rotate him and we'll stick him there. I think that'll be good. Paste and merge. Good. Okay, so he's all taken care of. Now on this end, we need to get both of these guys taken care of. So we will do that. We'll grab selection grid. We'll grab this guy. Oh wait, clear. This guy, and we will cut him down beside the other guy. I'm going to sneeze here. Okay. I'm still kind of getting over a little bit of a cold here, so you might hear that I'm somewhat congested and I may sneeze a few times, but it's getting better, thankfully. All right, so we'll paste that guy there. We'll do our merge. Where's that to that? Okay, now we're going to move them together. So we'll grab him, and we'll grab him. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, what are you doing? Grab him and grab him. Okay. Now we'll move them both together, and we'll bring them over to. Oh, that was exactly the flip I wanted. We're going to put them between the batteries. Whoops. Put them between the batteries on the wall here. Paste. Okay. Merge them. Okay, now they're out of the way. So we have these guys out of the way, we have those guys out of the way, and now we can actually get to mashing things up. So we'll grab our... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I thought those were squares. We'll grab... That's a square. Okay. So we'll grab these, we'll put them together. Just to bring them together like that. Alright, we'll get rid of our upper decks here, because we don't want any of this anymore. We want to bring this down to a flat deck. We want to get rid of that. Get rid of those. Okay, take this out. Get the side out. We're trying to get her down to a flat deck. And take this out. We can go down more, but I have to take out these side parts. Okay. That can go, that can go, that can go. Those two have to go. We'll keep the rest. So now we want to flatten the deck here, like so. We're going to box this in on both ends. Okay. We're going to copy this just to keep our shape here for our front end, like so. Okay. And I should probably cap those. Yeah, you know what? I should just use that to cap them. So like that, and then take this up on end like so. That, okay, and then do the same thing back here. That like that. Okay, bring this over like this, and this over like this. Close this in. Close this in. Okay, so now we have a flat deck train that's got the switch on the back, the switch on the front, and everything's all attached. I should widen that. I should actually widen it because that's pretty narrow. But you know what? I'm gonna actually save this as this. So let's do that. Save. We'll call this the flat deck. Or wait. What do I want to call this? New train car. What else should I call this? The default. I don't know what to call this. New knuckle. Quick start. Train car, I guess. We'll call it that. Okay. And then I need to resave it. No. Oh wait. Yeah, mobile fractioning. Oh, mobile fractioning. Yes. Okay. So now I'm gonna need to extend this out because this isn't gonna be long enough because our fraction tower is quite a bit longer than this. Oops, no. Load. Where's the fractioning tower? Right here. So our fractioning tower is actually going to be a fair bit longer than that. Oh, you know what? That could be. That's a good width. That we can keep that width, probably. Okay. And I need room for it to flip up, so I'm probably going to be there to here. So I definitely need to extend that train car. You know what? I could probably spawn that in right there and edit it from there. No, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's actually. I can't because that top part won't fit. Damn. If I bring it down, it gets in the way of the train. Okay, can I shove it back here for now? I can. Okay, so let's bring this back here for now. We'll bring it as high as we can. Bring that so it's in the build zone. Okay. Starting to look like we're making a freaking pod racer here. Look. This is what we call pod racing. All right. So I'll paste this in here like this, and then I will, of course, get rid of the shit that I don't need, which is the tanks on the side. Where is my resize grid? Okay, I don't need these tanks that are on the side. They gotta go. So we get rid of as much of them as we can with one hammer here. Cut, clear, and then do the same for the other side. Don't want to grab anything from the tower. Okay, so we're good there. Cut, clear, and then we'll just come in and finish the job with our trusty old delete tool. That. Go away from here to here. Get rid of that. Okay, and we have our outgoing pipes here, which we're going to be moving. We're going to be moving them closer to the base. But I think what's on there is good. So I'll probably keep this. I'll probably keep this. We'll just move the rest. Now, can I keep that? I don't know if I can keep that. I might have to redo that. You know what? I'll end up redoing that. Okay. So we'll get rid of that down to there. We'll get rid of this to there. Well, that should actually be pointing to. You know what? Let's get our pipes going here properly. Yellow. And we want the down arrow. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of that. We'll bring our green down, which I think is just this color here. Yeah. Bring our green down. Whoops, went too far. Scooch it over. Oops. Oh, come on. Scooch it over. Have it come down. Straight line. And we'll send it through like that. Okay. And then we'll just run those pipes down. We'll have to vent them at some point here along the trip, but we'll just bring them down for now, down to the base. Okay, so that is our fractioning tower. Now we need to make this car a little longer than the fractioning tower. So let us first make sure we got everything here. Size grid. Make sure we got everything. Okay. There we go. Okay. Send to the side. I think we're good there. This side, we'll bring it in. I think we're good there. Oops. Good there. And the bottom, we're good. And this, we're good. And up here, we are good. Okay. So there's our fractioning tower. Let's move cut it down. See how much bigger we need our trailer to be. A little bit, eh? Needs to be a little bigger. So we got to bring the top. This top end has to be somewhere around there-ish. So we'll just do that. I can't go up any higher than that. Okay, so we'll have to do a interesting cut paste here, but we'll just paste that there. Come down, do a clear, and we'll grab our train. See, around this point here, do I have the whole train? Look at that, I do. I have the wheels, I have the back end, I have everything. Okay, we'll cut that, back it up, and let's go up there is probably good. That's probably good there. We'll do a paste. Okay, we'll fill in the middle. So let's get to our out of here and into our tools. So we can that potato like that. Fill in the middle. Not like that. Fill in the middle like so. Okay. Now we do our merge. Merge that to that. Beautiful. Okay. Now we have our deck, the size that we need. Now we have to figure out how we're going to rotate this thing. Now the easiest way to rotate it would be to just bring it straight down, attach a couple of rotors, one there, and just have it spin itself up. That would be the easiest way of doing it. But I don't know if I want that. And there's another way of doing it, which would be to put a hinge, replace this piece here and that piece there with a hinge, and just have it hinge its way up. That would be another way of doing it. However, I know hinges can be very finicky when it comes to rotating large masses. They can be very what's the word I want here? Flawed. I guess the word I want is flawed. They can be flawed when doing that. So I kind of don't want that either. Maybe we could try a pivot. I go with a robotic pivot. It doesn't have to be a fluid one. It can be a power one. If I go with a robotic pivot, and we'll say that laying down is our negative. So that's going to take us from 0 to 1. So if I place one of those there, I place one of these, if I rotate it, where's the rotation? That's not the rotation I'm looking for. If I rotate that, and am I proper with the, yeah, okay, so if I put that there, and I bring that into, say, here, that should rotate it on its base and lay it out. It's not going to lay it flat. It's going to have to be on a platform here. But it will lay it out. Now the question is that going to be tall enough? And I think the answer is yes. But I don't know for sure. So let's take a look here. Grab our selection grid, which we haven't really changed in size. We just moved it down onto the train. So we got to make sure we grab everything, because it's perfectly sized for this tower. Okay, so we got that. We have our, oh, we got to go up one more to grab that. Okay, and we're good. Okay, so if we do a move cut, bring this down right to here. So that is now we have our, okay, so that's not going to work there. We have to bring it up one, like so, so our pipes lay down on the bed, which means these have to come up one. That's fine. Okay, so let's just paste that there for now. And I think we're good. I think we're good. We'll bring our rotors up one. And then when they rotate, well, that's going to raise this up even further. So maybe I don't want to bring them up. Maybe what I want to do instead is have them here. at the bottom. Which is still fine. So maybe I'll put them at the bottom there. Where are we here? Pivot, power. Flip it upside right here. Turn it. We want our negative to be that way. Okay. So we'll put that there. Yeah, that works. Okay. Negative that way. Okay. Because we want it to be a 1 when we put it up. We want it to be a 0 when we bring it down. Okay, so that is set now, and we'll do a merge. We'll merge this to this and this to this. Okay, and these are already merged to the trailer. Okay, so that should be our raise up and raise down, or lower down. Can I give these a little bit of a break by putting? Think that'll work. Put friction pads. I think that'll prevent it from knocking into the deck. I think. Might save the pipes. I don't know. So we'll put a few of them. We'll put like one there. Maybe we'll put one here. Maybe just under this. I don't think they're actually going to do anything, but it might help prevent a disaster. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Disaster may be unpreventable. I have no idea. Especially with damage turned on, because look at the there's a gap there. Look at the gap. There's a gap there, and I think that gap there is wider than that gap there. So same here. I think this gap here is wider than. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's a wider gap. But I don't know. That's hard to tell. That's so hard to tell. If that gap's wider than that gap, well, I think this gap is wider. So we might be okay. It might hit the friction pad before it hits the deck. So, but anyways, that's the goal. Stop it from hitting the deck. Stop it from bouncing off the deck. So, but this gap here is the one I'm worried about the most. That's a very thin gap. That is definitely a thinner gap than this gap. So, I don't know. Those guys might hit the ground first. Almost be better maybe if I found a way to move them down here and then run them down inside. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get rid of the directional guys here because they're really not needed. They're not needed that high up. So we'll put those pipes in there. We'll put these pipes in here. Okay, so that brings my clearance back up. And then what I'll do is down here, I'll get rid of these pipes here and here. Okay. Actually, can I get rid of them there? No. Okay, so I have to get rid of them where I'm getting rid of them now. Okay, so these guys are going to come in like that. And they're going to go down again. So, like that. Should probably do the green one first. That would have been a smart move. Okay. And then we'll have our one ways. Just to make sure the fluid can't travel back up the tower. Okay. And then we'll bring them down to the base. Or, you know, close to the base. Okay. So our fractionating tower is now mounted on the platform. And we're pretty much ready to fraction from a mechanical standpoint. we're kind of set up to fraction from a mechanical standpoint, but we're not set to fraction from a functional standpoint yet. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to build a platform. Let's just use the color that we're using. So we'll build a platform here. So this is gonna, when this comes down, it's gonna come down onto this platform when it rotates forward. We'll rotate forward onto that platform. Okay, and now this platform is probably where we should have our connections. So we should have like a fuel connection and we should have our fluid connectors here maybe underneath this to connect up to these pipes. The fluid connector should probably be like here and here, there and there, and then we'll run the pipes like out that way. So straight pipe, we'll do a straight pipe right there, straight pipe right there. We'll do our fluid connectors, and then the same thing on this other end. Need to back these up one. Okay, so we got fluid connectors. And they need to be anchors, I think. Fluid hose anchors, yes. Need to be the anchors. So put that anchor there and that anchor there. We're coming from this end. That there, and put that there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect those up. Those are going to be permanently connected. These are not going to be connections that we're going to connect and unconnect and reconnect and unconnect. They're going to be permanent connections. Now our furnace and all that, we have to also get on here. But I'm going to kind of probably mount it here on the front, so we don't have to screw around with that. So that'll be our next goal here. So let's just get our selection grid. Okay, we're going to modify it, resize it down. So we'll bring it down to about there, and bring it up to about there, like so. Because I want the heater piece. Okay, we'll do a move cut. We'll bring it over here. Let's flip it around and plant it, say maybe right here. Just kind of plant it there. I kind of want to put it down one, but I think that'll interfere with some other stuff. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Bring it down one. I kind of want it facing the other side. That. Okay. Or do I? No, I want it on this side. Because when I pull into that station, it's going to be, everything's going to be on this side, but the actual oil is going to be at the back. Or, no, it'll be at the front. Okay, so that is right. That is right. I got it right. Okay. So I do want it like this. So let's see if pasting this in is going to cause us a problem. I don't think it will. So we'll clear content, and then we'll see what happened here. We have our pump. We have our merge. Okay, so we have our pump coming out the side here, which is fine. Yeah, and then we'll have our two other connectors here and here. Actually, I like to have all of our connectors here. So maybe I can readjust this so it's pointing a different direction. This connector here has to connect to that, so that'll be a thing too. I'll have to set up a hose on that. So we'll get rid of this corner, and we have our valve. We'll leave our valve. When she stands up, I have a feeling when she stands up, we're going to have a smacking issue here. This is going to smack into that. I don't think so, though. We're rotating down at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we rotate out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do about there. It should leave a tiny space there. But I can't put anything on the end of this because it'll smack into it. So we'll have to do some minor adjustments here. So this valve, everything's all hooked up here, so I don't want to really screw around with all this stuff. So if hold on, and I also want to hide stuff. I don't want everything just sticking out like it's, a day at the fair here. I kind of want to hide stuff. So I have all this control, I have all these controls. Power, okay, power's connected there. Electrics, oh, that just turns, okay, that turns that on. So when I turn this on, it automatically turns on that pump. Okay, what does this do? Takes a reading from there and controls that. Okay, so that's simple to rehook up. The valve was just powered. Okay, so that's simple to hook back up. It doesn't look like anything major's happening here, so I should be okay taking this stuff apart and reorganizing it. Where's this coming from? This is coming from nowhere. Oh, no, it's coming from, okay, that's a temperature reading from there. Okay, so that's not going to be affected. Okay, so if I, where am I here? Back to here. If I take and do some erasing work here. Erase those, come under here, get rid of this pump. That's the pump in. Okay. So we'll go the other way, and then we'll sneak the pump onto the front here. Like so. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And like out here. Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely work. Okay. So I'm gonna sneak the pump that way, spin it around here, and have it go back in. So I'm going to, where are we here? That's actually, get off the selection grid. Okay, grab that color. Okay, thank you. Now I need my pipes. I need my corner pipes, and I need a corner pipe right here. So corner. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna need, get rid of that block right there. Perfect. Okay. So now when I come out of the bottom here, I gotta go that way. Connect this up. Okay, that's gonna loop back through a pump. Okay, and this is the in. The bottom is the in. So I need to rotate this around so it's facing that way. So this is going to be the oil input. Okay. And I'll have it come right to here. So I need my pipes. Corners. Okay, so we'll rotate that way, straight pipe. We got a straight pipe to a connector, which will be right here. So fluid, hose anchor. Oh, I should just put it in anchor. Fluid hose anchor right on the edge here. That is our oil hookup. Okay, so we have our oil hookup. This I should bring down. Where's my eraser? Get rid of that, and that. And we will selection grid this shit. Cut, rotate, bring down. Okay. And we will paste that there. And grab a block, put it back there, and then we'll get some paint. And we'll just paint the sucker up to match the rest of the train car. Okay. So we got that now. So we have our in pipe, our oil in pipe. Comes in, runs through here. I want to take this guy here. Selection grid. Oh, clear. Grab you. Cut. We're going to stack you underneath. Come on. Okay, we're going to hide you underneath here, because there appears to be room right there. Slap you in there. Oh, there's plenty of room down here, actually. You know what? Let's flip you up on your end, turn you around. I'll actually stick you beside these guys, because that leaves enough room there for another battery if we want one. That could be useful. So we'll paste you in, and we'll merge you in. Oh shit! No, really? Let me. Why can't I click on you? I hate when it does that. It's like, even if I can see through the object, you gotta be like right beside the fucking thing. There we go. Okay. So we have our pump in here now to pump in. We have our going into our heater. All of our controls are down there. This gauge maybe can probably go back here, I would think. So let me grab our selection grid again. Oops. Let me grab our selection grid again. Hear that. Let me grab this guy. I think a better spot for him would probably be right there. Paste him there. Okay, merge him in. Okay. So it's all about kind of sleeking up the design a little bit here. We'll just that like that. There we go. So we have our temperature. We have our oil in. We have our on-off button for the pumps, which we have to connect up again. So let's logic up the. You know what? I can do all that with one gauge display instead of having all this shit happening separately. I can do that all with one gauge display. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I can do all of that with one gauge. This guy right here. Bring him like this. Okay. And then we'll hook up the switches and all that, and well, we'll actually we'll get its face all set up first. So instrument panel 1 here, we'll make that the temperature. Heater temp value of 0 to I don't know what it goes up to. Maybe let's go 500 just to be safe. I think it only goes up to like 2 or 3 or something like that. But we'll set it 5 just in case. Instrument panel 2, we're going to set that to none for now. Panel 3 is going to be our switch to turn on the heater. Activate heater and pumps. Okay. No. Oh, yeah, that's right underneath that. Heater and pumps, yeah, okay. So that's going to be a 0 and a 1, okay. And that's going to be a... Actually, that's going to be a switch. Flip switch. There, on channel 1, good. Okay, so we have a flip switch for the heater and pumps, and then we're going to have a flip switch for the tower, what the hell's the word, I want here, tower, raise lower tower. And that'll also be a switch. That'll also be a flip switch, and that'll be on channel 2. Okay, so we got channel 1, channel 2, and we have our dial indicators on channel 1. So we're going to go with, over here, composite, because I've already made a few composite things. So we need to read a number, so composite to number, that's going to be our read. We'll stick that down under here. So maybe we won't have room for a battery anyways, because we're going to fill this up with composite composite blocks. So we have our composite to number there. What we're going to do for that is we're going to pull our, sorry, where are we? Here. So we're going to pull our temperature gauge, or temperature reading, which is this guy. Oh, wait, we're already pulling that to here. What is this? Output. Oh, that's the output to the valve. Okay, that's fine. So pull this number. Wait, did I grab the one? I grabbed composite to number. I need number to composite. Boy. Okay, so take that out. I need number to composite. which is there. Okay, number to composite. Got it. Okay, now, now we can take our heater temperature here, and we can shove our heater temperature to the screen using a composite signal, like so. There we go. So now we have our display is set up. Okay, now we need two. We need a composite read to 2 buttons. So that's 2 numbers to composite. I need 2 buttons. 2 buttons, 2 buttons, 2 buttons. I have a composite to 2 numbers. I have numbers and buttons. Composite. Okay, so I'm going to have to do them separate, I guess. I'll have to do them separate. I'll have to do composite, 2 composite to triggers. So this will be channel 1, and then I'll have channel 2. So channel 1 and channel 2. And I got to set that up right now so that I know this guy is channel 2. Composite read channel 2. Okay. There we go. Update. Yes. Okay, so we got channel 1 and channel 2. Then we go to here. Opposite outs. Bing, bing. Okay, so channel 1 was the heater, right? Channel 1 is the heater. Channel 2 is the tower. Okay. So we got channel 1, which is this guy. That's our heater. So turn on our pump, turn on our heater. That's our channel 1. That's also going to turn on this pump to run it up the tower. Okay. Now we have our channel 2, which is going to be our flippy do to rotate these guys. So I'm going to need a 0 to 1 binary. So when it gets an on signal, it's gonna flip the tower up. And we'll just snug this guy in here as well. It's a good thing we got all this room in here. We'll snug that guy in there as well. And we'll go to our logic. So that is going to be the 0 to 1. We'll go to that. And then that's coming off our composite 2 guy. So when we flip that, it'll turn the tower up. All right. Now, before we go any further, we got to make sure everything's all connected to the battery system here and the cart. So we'll hook that up, hook that up, hook that up. Make sure we're all connected and powered. This battery will go to there. That battery will go to there. We'll have them both come up to here and pumping up the tower. And then we have the batteries connected at the back. 2 batteries connected up the front to finish our loop off, and that loop should come down to the end here together. Yep, okay. And then on this side we should have that loop coming down to the end here as well together. There we go. Okay, so we have everything all hooked up. Let's give her a quick test to make sure that the tower raises and lowers properly and make sure that this kicks on. We don't have everything connected yet, but that's fine. We don't need everything connected yet. Alright, so we'll spawn it in. Actually, we'll save it first. Save our mobile fractioning facility. Okay, and spawn. Make sure everything works here. Here's our actually looks pretty friggin' cool. Okay, so we have our knuckle release, which works. Okay. Actually, that should be on a not, because that should be on. Oh no, that's right. That's the way it should be. Okay. So where we're on this side, we have our heater temperature gauge, which is working just fine. Flip that. Ooh, look at that. Oh, we hit the roof. We got to be outside. Let's get this sucker outside. Oh, the brakes are on. The brakes are on because nothing's connected to it. All right. Oh, can I push it? Let's see if we can push it. Can we push? Are we moving? We're moving. We are moving. Okay, we're moving very slowly, but we're moving. As long as we're moving, we're good. But there's nothing connected to the front, so the brakes are on. Oh yeah. Actually, that'd be so easy to fix. You know what? Let's just fix that. Let's just fix that. Okay. So in order to fix that problem, in order to get the brakes to release, I could add a brake override button, which would do that. But instead, I'm going to do it the um, well, I was going to say stupid way, but it's not really a stupid way. It's kind of actually. So we do that, and then we do a handle. Put a handle on it. This is going to be our little override box. All right, now we take our thing here and we grab that and grab that. Okay, cut them, bring them out, move them over, paste. All right, and yeah, so we're good. Now we're good. Spawn it in. See that drop to the ground. All right. Here's what we do. Turn this on. Grab this. Bring it up close. Clang. Guess what? Breaks off. Just like that. We have a manual brake release. Okay, and now we go like this. And the brakes come back on. Love it. Okay, so let's try an elevator tower. Nice. And those cables are nicely connected. Okay. I think I do want to put a couple of tanks off the side. I don't exactly know how I'm going to build them yet. They're not going to be very big tanks either. They're going to be fairly small because I have a limited space to build with, and I do have to be careful that I don't run into these stupid things. So I might build the tanks a little up, like just a little up, and along the side here, just to kind of. They're not going to be very big. They're going to be small tanks. They're going to be very small tanks. And what the tanks are going to hold, they'll hold the jet fuel and the diesel. So they'll hold the two different fuels. So this is actually going to come down, and this cable will actually attach to the tank. So it'll fill the tanks, and the tanks will be attached to maybe a couple of connectors here, maybe a couple of connectors back here for the tanks. But yeah, that's... Dear God. Okay, you know what? I gotta slow... Those motors are freaking fast. Let's bring them down. Let's take them to 32, and we'll see what 32 does. And then we might need to lower the speed even. So just spawn it in. I won't worry about saving it quite yet. Oh, get our... Come on, game. Game is doing its weird thing. Clang. Roll it out. Autobots, roll out. Let's get it out of the building. So we can stand it up. Okay. Brakes. Alright. And raise the tower. That's better. That's much better. Okay. That's how I want it. Then it raises up and nice and flat. We're standing tall. Okay. Might even want to put a latch system in here so it grabs on. Maybe a magnet or something. Maybe the switch will turn on a couple of magnets here that'll grab each other. Just to secure it while it's standing. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. And I'm hoping bounciness won't destroy that. Then let's turn this on and see what happens with the furnace. I don't know how hot it gets. I don't think it gets higher than 3 something. Look at the battery. Yeah, the battery's actually not doing that bad. I thought it was going to be worse. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. But that's actually not too bad. So we're at 350. You know what? She might max out about 400, maybe something around there. It's going to be losing heat though because the battery's going down. But still, that's not bad. That's still a lot of battery use, but it's not bad. I think our train should be able to keep up with that. Our nuke train would definitely keep up with that, but I think our steam train might be able to keep up with that too. That's not too bad. And like I said, that's only when it's fractioning. We're not going to be running that all the time, just when it's fractioning. But you can see the temperature's starting to drop down, so it's about 350, 350 something it maxed out at, but now it's dropping because the battery's coming down. But yeah, okay, I'm good with that. I'll leave the gauge at 500. I don't think there's any reason to change that. Okay. So when this flips down, it's going to be level with the deck here. So I take that out. I replace that with a magnet. This guy. Actually, I want it to be the same color, so let's do that. So if I put a magnet in here, looks like so, and then put a magnet off the front of this, grab its color, put a magnet off the front of this, like so. I think it'll grab when it flips down. I think those two will grab, and that'll have to be linked to the signal, the on signal. Let's connect that to that. Oh, I could have just brought that down. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. We'll do it that way. Okay, now signal for on for the tower rotation, which one? This one? Yeah. So tower rotation on will activate both of those guys. And that should lock it in when it's standing up. I should probably put one when it's laying down, but that's not easy to do because it's already laying down. And these guys take up the same friggin' space. So you can't like place them very well side by side. So we'll save this. Spawn it in. Okay, hook up our. Come on, finish saving. There we go. Okay. Hook up our little brake release. That works so much better than anything else. I mean, I could, like I said, I could put a toggle button to release them, which I did on some of my train cars. But that just works so much better. Okay, so we'll raise the tower up. Those two come on, okay. Tower comes raising, and then they should lock. Oh, no, they're going to be too far away. Yeah, way too far away. Okay, so I have to bring that out one. I have to bring this out one, or bring this out one. One of them's got to come out. And then you turn it off and they... Okay. One of them's got to come out. I think I'd rather bring this guy out than the other one, because that makes more room in here. So we'll bring this guy out. That. Okay, and then we'll just close this in. Like that, just a little bit. And we'll put a little bit of flourish on this guy. Just to make him look a little more sleek. Logic. That is... Do that. Okay, so we go back to that. Put our power back in. Get our batteries coming to that. And going. Oh, that guy's already connected. Okay. So that should do. So let's try spawning them in and see what happens this time. Come on, game. Save. That save is so laggy. That's another thing. I think last video I was talking about how, going to the Discord and just inquiring about things and just listening to people there and looking things up. How much of an improvement it is to the actual game. Um, the one thing that I also learned is that you have two hands, and you have two hands. Believe it or not, you have two hands. So if you walk up to this, you see you have E or Q. So I'm going to press E to pick this up. Okay, now if I look at this button, you see I still have Q? I can hit that with my other hand. E is your one hand, Q is your other. So if I drop that, I press Q to pick it up, and then I look at that, look, now I have E. So you have two hands in this game. And I didn't even realize that until about 3 days ago, and I've been playing this game for years. And I did not realize you had two hands. So you can hold something and you can select something at the same time. Okay, so these should lock together now. Very violently. There they go. But now our tower is upright and secured. It's not going to go anywhere. Then this should release it and let it go back down again. Beautiful. Okay, so that is perfect. That is exactly how I want that. And oh, we have a keep alive block already on here. Bravo. Okay, so our tower is done. Now we need a little bit of some kind of storage. We need to be able to store some fuel on here temporarily, shall we say. And I think the way that I'm going to do that is by making some tanks down the side. And then I think the way I'm going to make the tanks down the side is to just kind of stick with the appearance of the current trailer, but expand a little bit. So, for example, the trailer currently has this angle here, and I kind of want to replicate that, but I think I'm going to bring it out a little further over here. So I'm going to take this block, like so, and I'm going to put it over here, like so, like that. I'm going to run that down the side, oh, and you know what I need to do? I need to turn on symmetry mode. So this is happening on both sides. So I'm going to place that there, and then I'm going to run that down the side until I get back here. Okay. Now you see I got a problem here because I got these guys here, so I can't make these tanks too big. They got to be kind of small. But I want to kind of maintain the shape of the train at the same time. You see how I'm doing that? Because this matches, that angle matches what's already here. So that kind of brings it out a little bit. And now, like I said, I want these to be small, but I don't want to be too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to spin it around, and I'm going to stand it up on end. And that's going to make a nice little slope on the inside edge down to there. And then I'm not going to continue it here. I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I don't have a void yet, but I have an area here that I can void in. Now you see I'm not going to be able to come up very far because, like I said, I got these pipes in the way. But I can replicate kind of the inward shape all the way down to here. Okay, so like that. And now, if I finish that off, I'm gonna finish it off with square blocks here. But in this spot here, if I finish that off with kind of a slope like this, I'm gonna kind of keep the same, kind of design-ish that we already have. So I mean, it still looks nice. I gotta put a block there. It still looks nice as far as being a similar design to the rest of the train bed. But I have all this space under here now, right from the front to the back. And believe it or not, that's actually a decent sized storage tank. It doesn't look like much because it's only one block in size, but the length of it is from one end to the other. That's a large space in there. So I'm actually gonna. Oh, I screwed up on this back end. Sorry, I didn't mean to put a. I didn't mean to put that in there. I actually meant to put a. Excuse me. Uh, fluid reader, liquid meter. That's what I wanted. I want a liquid meter down at the far end here, because this will tell me how much fluid's in here, and it'll plug that hole. So it's a twofer. It's a two for one. Okay. So and then on this front end, what I want on this front end is, and I'm going to take off symmetry mode now. On this front end, I'm going to have a pipe hole, or not a pipe hole. I'm going to have a drain on the front end. Oh, actually, that should be in symmetry mode. I'm going to have a drain on the front end. Turn that off now. And that drain is going to come into the deck, and this is where we're going to do our station on the side here. So our connecting station. So I don't necessarily need these anymore. Although I do kind of need them still. I need them to bring the fluid in underneath, kind of in a secret way. Which I think, can I do it back behind here? I think I can. Yeah, I can bring them in here. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it in here on both sides. Yeah, instead of putting the fluid anchor there, I'm going to put the fluid anchors on this side. Okay, so that'll be fine. So let's fill this in for now. Let's fill this in for now. Okay, like so. And then we're going to need 2 of these. So I need this guy to go here to reseal the top of that, and this guy here to reseal the top of that. And now I need my fluid anchors. Anchors. I'm gonna just call it anchors. Whoops. CH. There we are. Fluid hose anchor. Okay, so fluid hose anchor will be here, and the other one will be over here. So we have 2 tanks. We'll have one for jet fuel, and we'll have one for the regular diesel. And then we'll connect those up to that and that. So on this side, we're going to have diesel. So let's do a quick paint. We want yellow, and we're going to paint that. On the side, we're going to paint green, just like that. Just so we know our inlet pipes are colored the same as our outlet pipes. Or they're color coded, I should say. And then our data, we're going to do our hoses. That connects to that, that connects to that. Straightforward. Okay, so now we have our tanks. Shit, I screwed that up. Damn it, I screwed that up. Hold on. Ugh. Because you can't do it like that. I'm being a moron. Hold on. I can do that. It's just I can't do it the way I just did it. Because I need friggin', oh my god. I need drains to let the actual water in. I can't just put a fluid hose anchor on there and it work. Okay, so, and why won't you place? Well, why won't you place, my friend? Oh wait, you're too low. What? Why are you too low? No, no. Tanks up higher. Craptastic. Okay, well. That's fine then. Okay, undo. Where's my undo? Undo, undo. Okay, put those guys back in, because I can't do that anyways. I have to do a rotation here, and then put it up there. So that's not going to work. So I have to erase this to get access to that. Now, another thing I could do is I could have a little thing right here that lets me, cycle it up, but that would be that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work either. So, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come in from the side here, this side, and that's going to be interesting. because I don't know how I'm going to connect that, but we'll have to figure it out. So I'm going to have to actually come out this part here. This is going to have to be here, like that, which leaves me with, as you can see, a little bit of a problem. Leaves me with a little bit of a problem there. And I think the only way I'm going to get around that problem is if I take out these stands and move them. They're just visual. These stands here at the back, these white pipes, they're just visual. There's nothing to them. They don't even really need to be there. So I can take those out. Whoops. But I kind of didn't want to. I like the way they look. But for the build, for the sake of the build, they gotta go. That pipe there, this pipe here. Which, like I said, they're just visual. They're not there. There's no reason they're there, other than for an appearance thing. And I accidentally deleted, I think on both sides, I accidentally deleted this piece. I think I did that on both sides. I did. So we'll put that back in. And this piece can now remove. This piece can now remove. I feel like I want something there though, like maybe this block to match up with that. Just to make it look like that's there for a reason. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now I've cleared those out. Now I have room for my connectors and such. Let us wipe out this guy and that guy again, because they're no good, no use to us. They are in the wrong spot. Okay, and now we want our pipes. This side, what did I say? This side was green. Yeah, I want a green pipe. Here, face it down, and face it out. Okay, and on this side I want a yellow pipe. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this either. I should be able to do this. No, because they're going to run into each other. I can't do that either. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'll bring it this way. A couple of pipes, put a couple of that there, a couple of straight pipes. Circle it around. I guess I could have left that on like that. Then we'll do our fluid hose anchors here. Actually, I could do unidirectional flow first, maybe, and then the fluid hose anchor. The room? Yeah, there's room. So unidirectional flow, and then the fluid hose anchor. I want the color to be that. One there, one there. And that actually matches those up pretty nicely, I think. So we'll do our yellow paint on that, and our green paint on this. Then we'll just have those connect there. So that works too. That's a way we can kind of get around it, to make sure that everything's all, connected up nice. Did I put those arrows the right direction? At least I'm gonna. Yes, I did. Okay. Logic. Connect to you guys. Connect to you guys. Okay, so now our tanks are connected to our main system. We should probably have a couple of pumps on them. As I said in my train video, pumps are really not that expensive when it comes down to. Oh, for crying out loud! No, undo. Get out of that view. Pumps are really not that expensive when it comes right down to brass tacks. As far as the batteries go, as far as battery use goes, they're really not that expensive. Is that right? Right back to the corner. Right back to the corner. Yeah, okay. And then pump. Yellow. That on there. Okay, straight pipe. There. There. Corners. There and there. There and there. Okay. So then when we're fractioning, we'll have this turned on. So I will link those pipes to our fractioning system, which is the same system that turns on our heater. So we got that pump there, this pump, and this pump. That is all part of our fractioning system. All right. So we have one pump in, we have two pumps out, and now we have two storage tanks. We have a storage tank on one side for jet fuel. We have one storage tank on the other side for diesel fuel. Now, we have to get those out. And we have to get them to a proper station over here. So, the way that we're doing that is we're going to actually play a little bit of around the rosy here. I'm going to have this come in this way, and I'm going to have this come in this way. Whoops, not there. Oh, and maybe not there either. Because I kind of want to keep a thing like this. Okay. So, and I want to keep that over there. That, okay. So, this guy, we're going to bring him here, around to here. This guy, we're going to bring from here, around to there. Okay. That is exactly right. Okay. Now, I need my pipes. I need corner pipes. So we'll do all the corner pipes first. So this guy's going to have a corner pipe. Whoops. That's what we call an idiot pipe. Oh my god, get the right rotation. There we go. Okay, so we're going that way. This guy, we are going to rotate one, and we're going to go that way. And now, we'll flip on the side. This guy's going to turn that way. This guy's going to turn that way. And then right here, he's going to turn that way. That guy's going straight. Okay. So now we can go straight pipe. Where is our straight pipe? Straight pipe. Here. So we're going to go there. This guy's going to come down here. To here. Now, I just saw a possible issue, which I'm going to have to take care of, so I will clear that out, and I'm going to make this longer, because I'm going to need pumps in that line. So, I'm going to leave space for pumps. We have our pipe straight, going to be here, and that is going to go up there, and I need a straight there, and now I need turns. Corners again. So we're going to have there to there. This is going to be filled in. Whoops. Why did it? Clicked on you. There. Okay, so we're going to have this pumping out to here, and this pumping out to here. This one's going to come around through a pump that'll be in the floor here, and out. This one's going to come around through a pump here on the floor and out. And then we'll have our two connectors right here for our oil, or not our oil, our fuel. So we'll have just like that with the two connectors between, and I think that'll be good. It'll match the other side. So let's get our pumps. And we'll put pump number one, face the right direction. We want pump number one and pump number two. So when we're pumping off, we'll be able to activate those. And I think we can detect if there's a hose connected. I think we can detect when there's a hose connected on these anchors. So we'll use the connector. We'll use the actual connector, these fluid hose anchors. We'll use the connector on them to determine whether or not there is a hose connected to the end. And if there's a hose connected to the end, then just run it. Like fire it up, let it run. I think that's the way we're going to do it. If will allow that, that's the thing. Okay, so this side is yellow. So let's do our paint here. Paint yellow, and then paint green. Okay, so those are our outs, and this is our in. Let's go with a little bit of a. Can I go super black on that? Yeah, they're perfect. Okay. So our yellow hose is right here. We're gonna keep with our color coding. Then bring our yellow out like so. On the other side, we'll keep with our color coding. Bring our green out like so. And there we go. We're all hooked up. Now let's see what our logic says. We have no logic on these anchors. Okay, so that's not gonna work. We're gonna need toggles. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get our toggle buttons. We'll get our toggles. So we want one toggle under this one. We want one toggle under that one. And this toggle is going to be switch to our additive. This toggle button is going to be green. This toggle button is going to be yellow. Just like so. So now we're hooked up. We'll hook up our pumps. Those two toggles. That pump to that one. That pump to that one. Just like so. And we're ready to roll. I think we're ready to fraction. It'd be nice to have some gauge. It'd be nice to have a dial gauge for our tanks so we can see how full they are. Not really. It's not really a major important thing, but it would be nice. It would be nice. So I wonder if a would be nice is going to translate into a yeah, I should do that. I wonder if a would be nice is going to translate. Fuck. Oh wait. I can sneak one display. I could sneak a display right here. I could, and that would get rid of this one little piece that sticks out here. I really could. Should I? I think I should. And then I'll get rid of this. Put that on there, because that lines up better with this. Actually, you know what? The display should probably be on the top, not the bottom. So I'll put a block. I'll put a block there, and then I'll put the display on top of the block. And that'll look a lot better, I think. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay. So the display, I'm going to just do the top ones, and I'll color code them. So we'll do our paint. We're already on additive mode, so I'm going to go yellow. I'm going to go green, so they show up like that, and then we'll get rid of our two bottom ones, and I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good there. All right. So let's select this guy. Instrument panel 3 is going to be none. Instrument panel 4 is going to be none. And yes, I could put these two buttons, these two switches over here, which, god damn it. You know, it really does fucking make sense. I can't argue that, because now this switch is under there, and that switch is under there. I mean, I can't argue that. That looks so much nicer. I have no argument for that. It looks so much nicer, so much cleaner. Okay, so I'm gonna clear out that space back there, because you know what I have to put back there? I have to put back there the controls for these things. I gotta sneak them in here, back there. So at least a few of them. I'll have to put one somewhere else. But okay, let's go composite. Let's get our. Do I have a 2 switch? Oh wait, I have a 2 channel. Reads 2 composite buttons and 2 composite numbers. How big is it? It's not that big. Oh, but this is a read. Shit. 2 number to composite. That's the opposite direction of what I need. I need composite to 2 numbers. Here we go. Okay, so this will work for the this one will work for the dials, which I can sneak back here like that. That'll work for the dials. The switches, I don't think I have a composite to 2 button or a 2 switch to a composite. I don't think I have a 2 switch to a composite, which I should probably make. It wouldn't be that hard. I'll just load these and put buttons instead. You know what? Let's do that. Let's hop in our controllers. Let's get to it. Okay. So I got. Yeah. All right. So this one, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna make a 2 button. So we'll grab this one, and this one will go composite read to 2 button. Composite reads 2 numbers. Reads two booleans. Reads 2 buttons. 2 switches. Well, no, 2 buttons. We'll just call it 2 buttons from a composite input. Okay, and then I'll change. I gotta change this to an on-off, and I gotta change this to an on-off. Button 1 output, button, and button. Okay, let's go to our symbol. Let's change this from a number sign to a button sign. I use button signs. That's actually pretty easy. There we go. And over here, we need to composite read our buttons. So composite read on off and composite read on off. Let's change this to channel 2. There we go. Composite read, button, button. Okay, let's save this as save new. What did I call the other one? What did I call the other one? The other one is composite in to 2. Okay, so composite in to 2 buttons out. Composite in to 2 buttons out. Composite in to 2 buttons out, right? Is that right? Composite in to 2 numbers out. Okay. Yeah. Composite in. The capital I. Composite in to 2 buttons out. Okay. Save. Okay. So now that should be in there. There it is. Okay, now I need the opposite way, this way. 2 buttons out to composite. Okay, so this is going to be 2 buttons out. 2 buttons to composite. Button number 1. I guess I can leave it as the same, just input. Okay, and then we go here. Composite right, we need composite right, boom. Composite right on off. This one. We need a 2 channel. Okay, that to there. Channel 1, channel 2. Okay, it starts at channel 1, 2 channel, good enough. We'll go back to our symbol. Change it to our button symbol. So. Okay, and then save. And this one is 2 buttons out to composite. 2 buttons out to composite. 2 buttons out to composite. Save. Okay. So now when I come back here, now I should have my composites. So I need the 2 buttons. No, I need. What the hell did I need? Oh, composite to 2 buttons. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I needed the composite to 2 buttons. Which, where is that one? That's the buttons to composite. Where's the other one? Oh, there they are. Composite to 2 buttons. Okay. And then we'll sneak that back there. Come on. Come on. Get in there, you. Huzzah. Okay, we're good. Oh my gosh. Now, logic. Where's our composites? Composites. Okay. Oh! Composite read to 2 numbers. Composite read to 2 buttons. Is that right? Am I right on that? No, because this should be composite out. This should be coming to here. So this is this one's wrong. That one's wrong. I should have. Where are we here? I should be going 2 composite. 2 numbers, 2 composite. Where's my 2 numbers? 2 numbers, 2 composite. That's the one I need. Okay. Because I'm reading 2 numbers and I'm sending it to the dial. Okay. Yeah. So this one is reading 2 numbers and sending it to the dial. This one is taking 2 switches and sending it to these other switches. Okay, so that's proper. Now I need to look at my data here, and button 1, button 2. Button 1 is view. Okay, yeah, that's right. And the dials are going to be dial 1 and dial 2. So this is going to be dial 1, which should be this side. So fluid, liquid level should be dial 1. Liquid level should be dial 2, like so. So that should have this display working properly. Okay, I'm not going to worry about backlights. We'll worry about backlights later. Backlights are a pain in the ass. Actually, you know what? If I switch that, if the fractioning system's on, then we'll light up the backlights. Sure. Fractioning system. Oh wait. If this is connected, how about if this is connected, we'll turn on the backlights. There. If we've raised our tower and it's connected, then we'll turn on the backlights, because that'll mean the system's up and running and ready to go. Okay. So we have our storage tanks. We have our two storage tanks, which are actually fairly small but fairly large at the same time. And we have our pump out system. We have our hoses, our hose connectors. You know what we don't have? We don't have any freaking hoses. I didn't put a hose storage on this thing. I got all these hoses and nothing connected to them. I also need to do this yet. I need to do the valve out to here yet. So we'll save this, and then we will go ahead and spawn it in, and we'll take a look and see how everything works right off the start here. So turn that on, grab you, connect, come on. Got you in my hand, why aren't you... Get on there. What are you doing? Why can't I lift you? There it goes, okay. That was being weird for a little bit there. Oh, I didn't put that... Shit. I didn't put that block back in. I took that block out to put in the... I didn't put it back in. Oh, God. We have an unsealed tank on this side. And we are sealed up over here. Okay, let's just make sure our tank is clear. Okay, we have clear all the way down that way. And we have clear all the way down that way. Check this one. This one we have clear all the way down that way. And clear all the way down that way. Perfect. Okay. Ridiculous. So our tanks are clear. Our tanks are now sealed. Let's spawn it in. We'll check our numbers. Because we don't have our dials configured yet. Because we don't have our numbers yet. So let's go down to the far end here. This is where our gauge is. If I can find our gauge. The gauge should be right here somewhere. Come on. Where are you? There you are. So fluid capacity is going to be 578. On this side, it should be the same on this side. 578. Okay. Head back to the workbench. Punch in our fluid capacities of 578 to finish off our dials here. Instrument 1, dial 0, whoops, 578. Whoops, 578. Okay, channel 1. This one's going to be channel 2. And also going to be 0 to 578. 78. This is going to be our jet fuel level. Jet fuel tank, and this is oops, fuel tank. Okay, so those are now configured. And here, this is going to be diesel. Wait, did I do those backwards? No. Diesel offloading pump. This is going to be jet offloading pump. Oops. Okay, those are flip switches. This is going to be on channel 2. Okay, so that is all configured now. And this should be, instrument 1 is going to be heater temp. Okay, perfect. Display 2 is none. Display 3 is heater pumps. Awesome. And 4 is raise lows tower on switch. Okay, everything's good there. Now we need to add our hoses, because we don't have any damn hoses on here. So we're going to need a few. I think we're going to need a few. So let's add on some hoses. I got to make sure they don't get in the area where it's going to get flattened. So it'd probably be nice to have them somewhere along the side here, but we don't really have anywhere to put them, unless we put them like down here. Maybe if I do 6, 9, we'll get rid of those. I'll just backfill that with blocks. Then we'll put our hoses there. So 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do that right. It shouldn't change the storage tank any, but it'll give us our hoses along the side here. So we have that. Okay, perfect. So we have our fill and offload station. We have our hoses that we're going to need for offloading. I'm going to fix this right here because I don't like that. So I'm just going to take this part here and throw it in there, just to kind of make it come down and make it look nice. Okay, and then we will also make this edge look nice. Just like that. That's fine, that's fine, everything's fine there. Okay. So I think we are good here. We have 3 hoses. 1, 2, 3. And everything else is done by switch. I think we're all good here. Let's fix that. Just make it a little more streamlined. Okay, and I should probably do the same thing on the other side, so it doesn't look frumpy. A lot of sharp edges. There we go. Should probably do the same thing down here. That's going the opposite direction. That would be like doing something along the lines of that. I don't know if that would look good there or not. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I guess that looks a little better. And then on this side, we have front happening here, front happening here. Get some front edge. Front edge. So much frontage. We can fix part of that by doing this here, but that doesn't fix this. not by a long shot. Then if I do this, that's just gonna make that look, yeah. And I have to put like like this edge here just to box it off and make it look half decent. And like that. It's still frumpy. Eh, is what it is, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is. Trying to get some aerodynamics out of it. Just copy this side to that side. Forget that I don't have buttons there or anything like that. Should just do that. Just square it off like I did on the other side. Do it like that. Is that the way it's? Yeah, do it like that. And then finish this off here with this edge here. Like so. The box there. And like that. And that kind of fixes it up like the other side. So yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So appearance sake, it's all fine. And then we got this ginormous, train wreck sticking up on the front here. That's fine. That's fine. I could lay it down, but then I'd have to repipe everything, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just kind of do something like that. And the pipe out the top here, that's going to be my problem, because I have to have a valve. I have to have a valve for that before it goes to here. Or actually, you know what? I could put the valve on here. That would work too. Okay, hold on. I put the valve here on the front. Then I put the fluid hose anchor. So then I put the fluid hose anchor on here. Like that. And then on top here, I just do this. And I connect those two with a hose. That gives me my valve back, plus the connection back. But I'm going to have a heck of a lot of slack there. Where's that? Okay, where's that controller I had over here for that? That was this guy, right? Temperature output to the valve control. Okay, and we have our pumps hooked up. That's all hooked up. Okay. So now all I need is the hose between the two of them. So fluid anchor to fluid anchor. And that should finish that off. That should be all connected up now. And ready to process. I was a little worried at how I was going to get that back on top here. I don't need it over there. I need it on this side. Or I just need it in the line. I need it in the line between here and there. It doesn't really matter where it is. It just has to be in the line between here and the base. So that should work. Now that's probably going to go really flexy when I raise the tower up, but I guess that's something I can live with. We'll spawn this in. And this tower should actually be done now. That should be it. That should be all we have to do. She should be ready to go. Ready to start its life fractioning. Fractioning oil. It's actually a pretty sleek trailer for what it is. Clang. All right, so we have all of our controls over here, which is great. Let's raise our tower and see how much slack we actually have in that pipe or that hose. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit of slack there. Oh my gosh. That's fine. That's at least it's connected, which is the main thing. We have our connected lines at the back here. So those are all hooked up. Okay, and we have our pumps, which are controlled here, and we have our pumps which are controlled here. So if I turn this on, that pump should come on, okay, as well as the pumps back in the back here. Let me up there, you bastard. There we go. Okay, so these pumps should be on, that pump and that pump. Okay, so everything's running. Okay, the heater's running. Okay, we have heater temp coming up. It'll be pulling from here. Oh, I don't know if the pump underneath there is working. I just assume it is. Okay, so we'll shut that down. Whoops, I'll shut that down. Okay, now I need to check these. So if I turn that on, that pump there should be running. Why does it say false? That pump should have... Oh! I didn't put power to that. I didn't put power to any of that yet. This is why we test before we go driving away. Okay, so I did not put pump power to that. I did not put power to these. So let's get that all hooked up. I also did not put power to these. Even though they were turned on, they were not running. So those need hooked up. Need power to that valve. So that has to be hooked up. And I'm going to loop this power back through here to there. And loop this power back through these guys. So everything should be hooked up now. Yes, okay. Let's try this again. One last time. Alright, grab the handle, connector up. Okay. All of this to see if we can get extra money in the survival world. Oh, there's the rescue mission that was completed by somebody else. We're gonna have that pop up every video too around the 2-hour mark, because every single video, because I always restart the world. Okay, so raise the tower up and bringing it up. And you know what? I don't really notice those two back missing things because we have the pipes coming down the back, so it kind of you know saves that from being a problem. Okay, so we have that, and these are now lit up because the tower is now connected, so we have those working. Diesel offloading pump, turn that on. We should see a true on one of the fluid pumps. There it is. Okay, we have a true there. Put this one on, we should get a true on the other one. Perfect. Okay, so we have those running, and we have our gauges, which are working, or should be working. We'll know when we start to fraction. So this way we can actually run the fractioning and not offload. We don't have to offload right away because we have 2 small storage tanks. And 500 and something is actually a pretty decent number for the size for the space that those tanks are taking up. That's quite a good little area we got in there. And then of course we can hook up our hoses and get stuff done. So nice. Our fractioning trailer is completed. I don't think. I should say I can't think of anything I would like to add to it. Like I said, this is just for doing the fractioning. So we have our 2 storage tanks, which I didn't even think we were going to have storage tanks to begin with, but now we do. So we have our 2 little storage tanks, and we have our tower, which lays flat, so it definitely has space. And we have our oil heater with its valve. With its flow valve. So let's make sure the flow valve works. Where's the heaters? Let's heat it up. Flow valve should open as it heats up. As the heater heats up, you should see valve control starting to change. If it gets hot enough. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, 10%, 20%, 30%. So it is working as the 30%, 50%. Yep. As the heater heats up, the valve is opening. So that's good. 20, 10, and 0. Nice. Okay. So we get a nice flow from there. Awesome. Now we got to take it up north. So let's. Oh, I don't need our manual disconnect anymore because we're gonna actually be using it now. Let us save it. Little fraction facility. Excuse me. We will load up our train, our steam train. Let's load that up because we'll use this to take it up north. So let's spawn this in. Okay, and we'll roll it ahead a little bit. Once we get our steam built up, we'll roll it ahead a little bit, and we'll get our fractioner hooked up. So I want to hook this up so it swings out. I haven't done that yet. That'll hopefully be soon. I still want to do that. Alright, so we'll heat this sucker up. We'll get a little bit of steam built. And then we'll move it out and we'll get our other one in here. Actually, you know what? If I turn off the brake, I might be able to push it out while it heats up. I have our throttle set to 0, so it shouldn't start taking off on me. So let me see if I can just give her a little. No, I can. I can give her a gentle nudge to get her out of here, so I can spawn in the other thing while it's heating up. I'm a real strong man. Look at this. I can push a train right out of the station. I may not have given her enough of a roll, though. We'll see. Is she going to keep rolling? Or is she going to come to a stop before it's cleared? I think it's going to come to a stop before it's cleared. That is such a beautiful thing. Not trying to toot my own horn, but man, I love this train. Okay, we'll set our brake. Right, let her heat up some more, and hopefully it's going to say create vehicle. Nice. All right, load our fractioner. Spawn that in. And she's going to be back here. That is on. Okay, we'll turn this one on. Okay, and then see if we can push it. We don't have the thing, so we'll still be able to move it. It's just not going to move as quickly as if we had the brakes released. But it should still move a little bit. Enough for us to get hooked up anyway. See, it is moving. It's very, very slight, very, very slight movement. But we're outside the gate now. We're still going. Hopefully they'll hook up proper on the first connect. Sometimes they don't like doing that. Getting there. There we go. Did it hook up right? Oh, why is it so low? Why is that so slow? That should not be that low. Why is that so low? That's not right. There's something wrong there. Either my steam train one is too high, which I doubt because I took it right off of. I took the steam train connector right off of the. See, that's almost. Yeah, I took that connector right off of the other one. So some reason this is low. Darn. I can fix that. It's going to take a second. I can fix that. Why is that low? That's as low as the old style. For some reason. See, watch. If I go off the edge, and I go down, that is 4 blocks. 4 blocks from the side of that down. Okay. So let me load up. Hold on. Let me load up our. Wait, which one can we load up here? Let's load up our cargo train trailer. Let's see what we got here. That still looks like 4. That is still 4. Okay, so it's at the right height. So why is my steam train's at the wrong height? Why is my steam train at the wrong height? Let's okay. I'm gonna have problems measuring my steam train because it is. I'm gonna have problems measuring this because I have it raised up, so it actually drops down and connects because I can't move this down any further. Yeah, that's as low as it can go because it drops into. It actually has to drop into the track. So I just see if I were to select this, let's see if I can select the whole thing. Do I have the whole thing? I don't have the whole thing. I need to grab the connectors on the front. Okay, I need to grab the wheels. Make sure I got the wheels. Make sure I got the connectors on the back. Make sure I got everything side. Okay, and on the top, I got everything. Do I have the button on the front? Yes. Okay. Okay, so I have everything. Now, if I cut this, and move it down, see I'm in the ground now. Can't do that. It won't let me. So, and it's because of the train wheels. It's because of the train wheels that it has us using. See, that lines up perfectly there, but because of the train wheels, I have to actually raise it up. But now, if I lower this down, when this drops, that's going to be way too low. So that's the problem I'm having with these friggin' train wheels that they've added. And I complained about that our last episode. I actually complained about that. You probably remember. So if I actually want to, if I want to have this ride at the same height as the other train, I need to have the other train's wheels on here. So I need to use the regular these guys, but they don't like to see how they're already too low. I have the same problem with that. I have a different problem with them, and that is they're already too low to fit in the current train. I have to take up the floor for them to fit. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I don't really know what to do about it. But like I said, I gotta bring these down for them to match. So watch. I will go selection grid, move cut, move it down so these match. Paste that there, and then see what kind of train wheels we can fit in here. Because I don't know that we can. So see, these are too low. Even the small wheels, even these small wheels are too low. And if I take out the floor and raise them up, then it's going to drop when I spawn it in. Even these wheels, which are steam wheels, even they're too low. So it doesn't make any sense to me, honestly, of how they're trying to, or how they get their calculations of where shit's supposed to be, height wise, with these train wheels, because they just, none of them match up. So that's supposed to be like that. You see, again, I'm one into the ground. So I don't understand what they want, or how they want it, I should say. I don't understand how they want you to place these, because they don't fit with the design that they give you. They don't fit. And if I take out my floor, you're gonna be staring into the cab, or into the bottom of the trailer, I should say. So it doesn't really make any sense to me. I could do that. I could definitely remove the floor, because there's nothing in the floor. all the controllers and all that, they're all up there. So I can definitely remove the floor and put the rails down here. Put these down here. But I still don't think I still don't think anything's gonna line up. Once we, you know, I still don't think it's gonna line up if I do this. But I'll do this. I will definitely do this. These are steam rails, which is the ones that I'm already using. Right? So, but look at the difference in height already. This, I don't. These train wheels. I think I'm gonna have the problem here now. When I spawn this in, I'll leave it like that. Okay, I'll just spawn this in, and you'll see what happens. Now this one's too low. Like, there's no win in here. What do I do now? Remove these wheels? Doesn't make any sense. That's like almost a full friggin'... Well, it's half a block low. Look at that. It's half a block difference. It might even be a full block difference. So maybe I gotta lower this side down? I don't know. I don't know what I have to do. This doesn't make any sense. Why they don't line up. So even if I... Okay, let's... Back to our selection grid. Okay. And we will clear that. Go to here. Grab this whole thing. Grab our whole connector here. As well as the little bit of wall behind it. Okay. We got the whole thing. We're going to grab it. We're going to cut it. Move down a block. One block. I'm not going to clean it up or anything. I'm just going to paste it and merge and see what happens. Spawn it in. See what happens. Does it line up better? That's definitely a better connection. Okay. Okay, I could probably deal with that. That's definitely a better connection. It's still high though. A little tiny bit high, but it's much better than it was. And then this should be low enough to match the other car. Okay. So let's go with that. Let's go with that. Okay. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I actually have to keep this build. I have to keep this build. And I have to get rid of this build. Well, yeah. Okay, so let's grab that. And we're just going to fill this in. And then we're just going to do this. Hold on here. Okay. This is what I meant last video when I said, you know, you get to see all my messing around, so you guys don't have to figure it out. I figure it out so you don't have to. And I gotta fill all this in because this looks like shit. Open at the bottom. So we will fill that in there. Fill this in here. Fill in this middle section. Can't unfortunately fill in that stuff. But we can definitely maybe paint it. I can get up in here. We can definitely paint it so it's not so standoffish. It's not so fugly. Maybe I can paint it. I don't know. Can I paint it? Can't seem to get an angle on it to paint it. Like inside the wheels and stuff. Oh, I'm still on additive too, so that's gonna stop the whole thing from getting painted. Okay, so that painted that. Paint that. Okay, on this side, that. That, oops, I didn't want to paint the wheels, dang it. Painted the wheel. Okay, so that's a little less offensive, I think. Oh, over here I gotta fill. Because for some reason there's blocks missing there. It's better upside down. Yeah, we gotta fill this. Probably on both sides. So let's just run a bead down the whole thing. Right to the other wall. There we go. And then we gotta fill this in. So just run a bead down here. Whoops. I should probably do the same thing on the other side if I haven't already. Yeah, da. Have I? No, I haven't. So let's just run a bead down here. Why the frig not? Okay, and then we will bead across the top here, close this in. That should seal everything up. I know the wheels are kind of getting just kind of an unrealistic thing going on here with the wheels, but you know what? Whatever. You just have to deal with it. Okay. So now if I look from the bottom, it looks good. Let's grab the color from there. Back to, oh wait, you know what? I want to grab the color from here. We'll switch back to our paint. Their wheels. Really? They're black? That wheel edge is not black. That wheel edge is white. There it is. Okay. Why are you not painting your wheel edge? Oh, there you go. You gotta be, okay, dead center paints the wheel edge. So dead center paints the wheel edge, and to paint the outside edge, you have to grab from the middle? Ah, okay. Like that. Okay. Wait, that's not right either. Oh, I see what I did. No, I don't. What did I do? How? Where do you have to click to paint that centerpiece? That's weird. I just clicked the same spot. Oh, you gotta click on it. Fucking hell. It's a little tiny friggin' thing. That is such a tiny piece you get to click on. Okay, there. 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 Okay. Let's continue that down the train here. There. There. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. So I'll grab the color from there. What? I don't understand what's happening here. Why is the centerpiece changing? Oh my god. I don't understand what changes what here. Okay, middle of the wheel. The fuck? Okay, these ones you gotta click on the outside edge. I don't understand what's going on here. Oh my god. This one's the middle of the wheel. You click. Okay, there, 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 there. Okay, so click the middle of the wheel. That would, but those ones aren't the middle of the wheel. Oh my god. These ones, if you click the middle of the wheel, you what? Life is just. I don't understand what's going on here. What is happening? What is happening? No. No. There. Okay. Fucking. That was the biggest pile of bullshit ever. Okay. Oh, and I had to paint this back wall because I keep forgetting to paint this back wall. There. Now that's okay. Oh, So this should all be good now. Oh, may or not. What? Is it like over here? Same thing? Yep, same thing. Don't paint the damn tire. Okay. Don't paint the damn tire. Okay. That should be close enough. That should be close enough. So on close inspection, you shouldn't see any white from the underside. All right. Oi, oi. Seriously. All right, so let's save this. That's our steam locomotive. Okay. We're gonna spawn this guy in. Even though I know we already have one in. Okay, so we'll spawn that guy in. This guy we're gonna take back to the workbench. And we're gonna just clear him out. Go away. Okay. Let's get this guy out while we heat him up. I think we're okay now. I think we're okay now, right? We have this. Okay, this is lowered. That matches that. Okay, let's train the fuck out of the station. Run, Rudolph. Don't want to go too far out of the station though, because then I'll have to push that other friggin' car further. Gotta be far enough out of the station that this doesn't trigger the workbench, but I gotta be close enough so that I don't have to push the other car a mile. I don't think I made it. Oh, let's get a little further. Tiny bit further. Oh, right, come on. There we go. Tiny bit further. And that should hopefully there be good enough. Alright, brakes on. No, brakes on. Thank you. Let our boiler heat up. And bring in our fractioner. It says create vehicle, which is good, because that means it's not going to pull the train that we just did. Or we just spawned. Hopefully. It's done stupider things, so I don't know. It did not. Okay. Hopefully this matches that now. I never checked to see if it was 4 off the ground, but we'll soon find out when we connect them up. Oh, shit. We're moving. Yeah, we have connection. That didn't sound good, though. Yep. Did not sound good. Did not sound good, did not look good. There we go. Now we're connected. And it's a nice level connection. Okay. Oh, freaking time something goes right. Alright. So our boiler should be hopefully heated now. We got our little fractioning tank on the back, our little fractioning trailer on the back. And we are heated up. Okay, let's get this show on the road. We got a ways to go to the Arctic, so let's roll. Throttle up and get us rolling. Choo choo, motherfucker. Hopefully we actually make some money while we're up there. I'd hate to go through all of this and it not actually produce anything. But actually I shouldn't say that. Now I have a mobile fractioning facility. So that's actually a benefit regardless of whether it works or not. Having the mobile frac facility means now I can go anywhere that you know, anywhere that has rails, and I can fraction my oil. If I take out my oil rig or whatever, because I don't have a fractioner on my oil rig, which I guess I could put a fractioner on my oil rig, especially now that I have such a slender design for it. Um, I could put this on my oil rig or transfer it to my oil rig, but in the event that I don't, I could bring all the oil to shore, have this thing meet it there, because there are a few stations, um, or a few harbors, I should say, that have rails right up to them. So I could always park this guy there, have the oil rig, or even like right where I'm at. You know, I could pull off right here and have my oil rig parked right there, and I can fraction right there. Fill up my little storage tanks, or I could have a trailer on the back that has, nothing says I can't modify this even further to have connectors on the back here, and maybe have tanks behind it, you know, because I used to have the tanker trucks, or the tanker trailer, I should say. I had tanker trailers, and you could hook them up and whatever. I didn't have fractioning back then. Back then it was just, pick up the pick up the what am I doing now? Let's up this. Let's get her up to what, 25, 26. Get her speed going. So I was able to, like I said, before there was fractioning, before we actually had the ability to fraction, it was basically grab jet fuel at one location, go sell it at another, or like grab jet fuel from down here and take it up to the Arctic, sell it at the Arctic, and there would be marginal price differences between the two, just like there is now, where you buy oil at one place, sell it at another. Very similar to how it ran back then, before we had fractioning. So now that we have fractioning, of course, we can make our own jet fuel. We can make our own, um, probably propellant. I didn't even check to see if this fractioning tower still worked, because they added propellant now, which I don't know if that's another tier to the fractioning tower or not. Um, that should have been something I looked up, but anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what fluids we get. First off, we'll be able to tell, from the port. We'll be able to tell what fluid it's got. Uh, yeah. So we'll head up to the Arctic with our fractioning tower just to see if it works. I guess I could have spawned up there. I could have spawned this up there so we were already there and didn't have to make the trip. Um, but I kind of like taking the trip with our little steam train, and make sure this rides on the rails properly. Make sure everything is working, and it seems to be. I like that the heater is still not taller than our coal truck here. That's kind of nice. Good to know. So we'll just keep rolling the rails here. I love when we go under the bridges like that. It just looks so nice. Like I said, I wish they had the steam sounds, like the steam train sounds. I wish they'd add those. Alright, now, where do we have to go? We have a ways to go. Okay, so, you know what, I might actually speed this up by just spawning us in up here at one of these train stations, and we can back down the line here. Although, at that point, our connectors will be on the wrong side of the damn train. Because I designed it to come in, you know, properly from here. So if I'm coming down here and then backing in, it's gonna be all backwards. So that's not gonna work. But I think, you know what? It's probably gonna be another. Probably going to be at least another 20 minutes down the rail, and we're already at 2 hours and 26 minutes, and that's not even starting the fracking. So you know what? I'm gonna take us back to the workshop. We'll take the vehicle back to the workshop, which means we'll also have to take this back to the workshop. Oh, yeah, let's do a full vehicle cleanup. Well, we'll clean up that vehicle anyway. We also have to clean up this vehicle, take it back to the workbench. Take it out. Okay, and I did save this, right? I did save the modifications, I believe. Yes. Okay. So we'll jump up to the Arctic. Train station right here, the depot right here. We'll spawn in our train and whatnot right here. Like I said, we're going to be facing backwards, but I think we'll still be able to hook up the hoses and such. Should be able to. Alright, spawn you in. Okay, we'll get everything all set up here around the other side. I hate that loading lag after the train loads, where it goes to do a world save or something. It goes to do a save, and it's just like, it just chugs, slams the brakes on the game big time. Alright, so let's push this guy out. Pushing it until we're out of the building. There's the workbench, there's the building, okay. And that should be good enough. Brake supply. Okay. And yep, it says create vehicle, not edit vehicle. So load, full fraction, spawn it in. And, oh, wait. Yeah, there's always that save lag after it friggin' pops you in. I hate that. Oops. This one doesn't have anything you can lean up against when you're sideways. So the only way to see what's going on is if you're looking at the front. You can kind of see you getting closer to the trailer, but it's hard to tell when you're actually there. Until it goes clang. Almost. There we go. And that was it. Oh, okay. I heard a 2-knocker. I thought it didn't connect properly, but it did. Alright. Usually a 2-knocker means it's not connected properly. And we are still warming. We're not quite there yet. Of course, we're in the Arctic, so it's going to take a little longer to heat up the boilers. Our coolant temperature is minus 12. Frickin' lines are just frozen. That'll start warming up as the boiler starts cycling around. There we go. She's starting to come down a little bit. Man, 96. Why is my battery so low all of a sudden? 96.4. That went down fast. I was like halfway to the Arctic before that dropped down that low last time. Oh, and I let air out of the. I wonder if I can see now in the tanks if there's. No, see the tanks still look full. I set that to 96. Remember, or 95%. The tank still looks full, but I can see air coming in now. I can see air being pumped in now. Couldn't see that before. So now we can actually visually see that air is being pumped into the tank. Okay, so that's good. That's good to see. I like that. Okay, hopefully that gives us some more steam pressure. We are reading ready, so let's bring up our steam drive and see if we can get her moving. We're rolling. Let's bring her up. We're moving. Okay. I want to go past this one, and do I want to go past the next one? Yes. I want to go past the one that's upcoming, and I want to stop at the one that's just after that. Okay. So we want to pass this connection and go to the next one. So let's give her a little rev up here. Get her rolling. Let's keep an eye on our steam level. Looks like our water's down too. Our water's at 84.30. Oh, because I dropped it down to 90-something%, 95%. Yeah, okay. So that should be down. Okay. Love the whole thought of, you know, steam train up in the Arctic. Fractionating trail is kind of cute. Okay, so this is the one we want to when we pass this one, just when we pass this one, we want to stop and go flip the switch. So I'm gonna come up on it fast, but I'm gonna cut our power before we get to it. So we'll bring our speed down here. Drift, kind of sail past it, and now we can put on our brakes. Okay, we should be at a good spot. I gotta be careful here I don't send myself into the water. I should put a radio switch on this thing. Oh, we're already hooked. Okay, we're already good. Back in our train here and throw her into reverse. Reverse button, brake off, and up our throttle. And away we go. Tally-ho! How fast can we get going in reverse? Probably the same speed we can get going forward. We don't have that far to go, but we got a little ways. Needs to be like watching us go backwards. Oh, I had to change that coal warning. I'm gonna change that coal warning because that coal warning, that low coal warning is fucked. that is definitely not the amount of coal that we're carrying. I think I just programmed in that number, and I probably didn't make the adjustment for our new maximum coal level. That was probably our old maximum coal level. But still, it's like 50% of when it comes up to says 200. It's like still 200, and like considers 200 to be low coal. I mean, I guess that makes sense because it does go through coal pretty quick. So giving you a warning at 200 would still give you enough time to get somewhere. So I guess that makes sense. And there's the facility. Okay. So we're closing in. Gotta keep my eyes open, make sure we don't overshoot and go plowing into something. Because I think there's some guardrails at the end there that are not too friendly. So, so we don't want to be really ripping her when we get to the facility. Although I think there's a switch. I think there's a switch before we go into the facility, so we can get on the other side of the rail. I think. I hope. Oh yeah, it looks like that's. Is that it right there? That might be the switch right there. But it might not put us on the right side of the track. Okay, let's bring our throttle down. Bring our brakes up. Brakes react way better than the throttle does. Let's go see what this thing has to offer us. I don't think it has anything to offer us. I don't think it'll let us on the other side of the track. It's probably just to get to this side of the track. Are you a backwards? Oh, you are. Okay, you will let me go there. Okay. Okay. You will let me shunt over. All right. Last stand corrected. You're already set to shunt me over. Oh, you bastards! I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen the second I started walking up there. Put me on my boat. Or put me on my train. And it literally put me on my train. Okay. I'm fine with this. I should not be, but I am. Alright. No, not that switch. This switch. Alright, we're already in reverse. Brakes off. A little bit of throttle. Just a little bit. We don't want to get rolling too terribly crazy here. Throw the brakes on here, bring that down. I think we're in position. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put on any of the old connectors. Well, let's hope this functions. Let's hope this functions both ways. Because this is to pump in. So I hope I don't shoot. I hope I can connect to there on the oil. I think I need to go backwards a little more. I don't think the hoses will reach. Actually, where's the front one? The front one is... Oh, the front one's over here, so... No, that actually should be alright. Alright, let's hook up. Okay, let's hook this up to the oil. Erk, jump over this. There we go. Let's hook this up to the oil. And hope that is going to work. Now I need to. Okay, let's just try with the oil itself. Let's raise the tower up. Let's try just the oil itself and see if we actually start fractioning off. And see if we start getting any diesel and jet fuel. Okay, pumps on. Heat it up. Let's see what happens here. Flow rate. Valve control still off. Flow rate's off. It's heating up. Okay. I think it starts about 300 or something. When it starts to crack open. Yeah, there it goes. So it cracked open. Valve was cracking open. It doesn't have any oil though, by the looks of it. So do I need to? Maybe I need to turn on the pumps. I need to turn on the pump. Pumping. Oh, it's pump. Okay, it's pumping in. I don't want to pump in. But that's a buy only. There's no sell there. So it doesn't actually look like I'm getting any oil. And I'm not. It's trying to. I think it's trying to suck it in. Well, that's going to be a problem because I don't have that kind of a connector. I forgot to put it on. So I'm not pulling any oil from the. I'm not pulling any oil from the facility. Crap. Not through that line anyway. So this is a pump out, is it? Or that's a pump in. Sorry, that's a pump in. If I want out, I gotta use that. Dang. So I don't have the right connector. Okay, we'll turn that off. Lower that down again. Shoot. Okay. Vehicle. We'll take this one back to the workbench. Yes. Okay. This is a quick fix, but it's going to take me a second. Because I got to fire this guy, but wait. Why are you already open? That's weird. This thing shouldn't be open already. Alright, push this out, push this out, push this out. Now we can make the quick adjustment to the fracker. To get our oil connect. We're still going to have the problem of it facing the wrong direction, but at least we'll have, you know, everything else straightened out. Brake. Oh, brake on. Okay. Oh, that's a ways out. Okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, load up our fracking trailer. Now this guy, we need the other connector. And that's going to be really easy to put on. But I got to put it on. So let's get rid of that stupid freaking wheel first off so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And now we need to add the other connector. Best way to do that would probably be just kind of sneak it in here between these two. Then we can hook up to this here. So I need the pipe that goes, the one that goes around the corner of this guy. Okay. Back to the right color. That guy. Okay. And I need him to be that way. Wait. What's going on here? This is just a corner. What the hell? Where's the other side? Yeah, this is just a straight corner. Why do I have just a straight corner? Angle corner, and closed. Where's the other? Okay, pipe there, pipe there. Where's the third? There's no 3 pipes on this one. There's 1, 2, and that's it. What the hell is going on? Oh wait, is it after? It might be after. Oh yeah, there's that, then this, then this. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this one's got, there we go. Okay, we got that way, and we got that way, and we got up. Okay. That's the pipe I wanted. Now we need the other connector. Why? Get out the caps lock. The old style fluid connector. There we go. Okay. So now we got the old style connector, we got the new style connector, so we can connect up to either or. And these guys I don't have to worry about because they are for the proper output. Okay. So let's save this guy, mobile frac, yes, spawn it in, and then we'll go do our thing. Hopefully, hopefully we'll just be at the 3-hour mark by the time we get this done. Come on, finish saving. Hopefully we'll just be at the 2-hour mark when we finish getting these guys all hooked up. You know what? Fuck it. Turn you on. Heat it up. We're still warming. Dear God. Okay. Thought we would have been heated up by now. I was gonna back it in. Alright. Although we do know that the tracks to the fracking facility are set, so we don't have to stop this time. We just have to throw it in reverse and back her in, because we know that those switches are set. So let's get this guy connected up, and then our boiler should hopefully be ready by the time we get this guy connected. And then we can get over there and get all hooked up. Hercules! There we go. Connect up nice. Yeah, we got a nice connect. Okay. Let's get the hell over there now. Please tell me you're done warming up. Well, you're at 102, but we have pressure coming up. Water's going down. Okay, so we should be all right to at least move out a little bit. Get her under a little bit of power. There we go. We are rolling with our fracking tower. Okay, so past this first road and up to the second one. Alright, now we're nice and warm. Okay. Nice and toasty. Let's get her up to 23. We don't want to kill it too fast. Okay, so we want to pass this one. Yes, we want to pass this one, and we want to reverse at the next one. Little tiny shot. Don't you even. Don't you even. Don't you even. That wasn't a kill shot. Don't you even. Don't you son of a bitch. Look at you drop. That little tiny blast just set our steam pressure right collapsing. You bastard. bastard. And that right there is how finicky steam systems are. My god. Little teeny tiny blast from the whistle and she's like, ah! Alright, so past this switch we can stop and throw it in reverse. I gotta see if we get wheel slip. I'm just gonna throw it in reverse. We'll see what happens. Alright, we're past. Reverse. What's gonna happen here? Oh! Did you see that? That was frickin' power! She just hammered and slammed in reverse. Holy shit. Had a very tiny bit of wheel slip there, but holy crap, she just hammered it in reverse. She's like, no, we're going backwards now. Damn, that was impressive. Okay, so mental note, if you need to slam on the brakes and you can't get to the brake lever, just hit reverse. She'll frickin' stop. You don't got time for the brake lever. If it's a panic stop, just throw the sucker into reverse. She'll get you there. Jesus. That was crazy. That was absolutely insane. Alright. So we're going to back into the facility here and we're going to see if this fracker will work. See if we got this frackin' fracker to frack. I know the tower works. I know the tower works. Because I've used it before. I had it on, not on my oil rig, but I have had it on, what did I have it on? I had it on something. Oh, I had it on the oil, shit, what the hell's the name of it? Yeah, the oil rig. Sorry. I had it on the oil rig. Not the oil ship, not the ship rig, not the oil rig that floats and drives around, but an actual oil rig base. I had the fracker on there, so I drilled oil at the oil rig base and processed it using the fracker at that base, and it actually worked. It worked very well. So I do know that the fracking tower works. I just don't know what kind of production we're going to get in this situation. So we'll see. And we're going to get there right around the 5 minutes to our 3 hour mark. So normally these build videos go to about 3 hours. That's pretty standard for us. I should say building and testing, because we don't just build, we actually take them out and put them to use. I may do some demo videos soon. I don't know if I'm going to do demo videos or not, because I feel like there's a lot of demo videos out there. Some of them are older than others, though. So there's a possibility. There's a possibility that some of the demo videos are getting kind of old. The ones that are out there. So I might try to maybe do a few. I don't know. I could do them on. I could do a demo video on maybe like a car engine, maybe, or an RV engine. Speaking of which, they just came out with RV seats, like seats for if you wanted to make a like a 4-wheeler or something like that. I don't know why I'm saying RV. It's not an RV. It's more of like a motorcycle kind of thing. But they just came out with those kind of seats, which I think is pretty cool. Are we in a good position here? We are not. We are so far back. We need to go forward. We are way too far back. We are so far back that I don't think our hose will reach the diesel gantry. or the jet gantry. So we'll move forward here a little bit. I just got her cracked. Just got her cracked. Just a tiny bit here. I kind of want to be in the middle. Or I should say I want my hose connectors to be in the middle, which is right about there. So we'll go full brakes, bring our throttle back. I want to leave this train running. The reason I want to leave this train running is because this is our generator. Remember, this is our generator is built into this train. So I know the fracker is gonna kill our battery. Our battery is currently at 93, and if I come back here and look, it should be the same. 93, yeah. So everything's all connected. The batteries are all connected. So let's get our fluid hose here, which we'll have to... We'll swing the gantry over, why not? Make things easier. Oh wait, that might hit our fracking tower when our fracking tower goes up. Let's bring it back. Let's put up the fracking tower first. Make sure our tower is nice and clear. Tower raise lower. We'll get our tower up, and then we'll bring our gantry over. Alright, bring the gantry over. There we go. Okay, and we'll let out our line. That is a hold. We're gonna have to bring that down and then just keep on going. So we're gonna need enough line to reach the front of the train. Or the front of the car, I should say, the front of the train car. Bring that down. And maybe that'll be enough. We'll see. Oh, and it's up on Kirk. Where are you, little bastard? Kirk. Jump up on the train. Hiya! There we go. Can I grab this? Grab fluid connector. Yes, you can. Okay. Oh, it was upside down. That's why I had trouble grabbing it. Please tell me we got enough line to reach. Huzzah! Oh, shit. I think you need to click something to get that to disconnect, don't you? I think you need a push button to disconnect that. I don't think it'll disconnect it on its own. But anyways, that should now be connecting. So we should now have the ability to pump fluid. Or not pump fluid, but we should have the ability now to quote-unquote buy fluid. So let's see what happens here. We'll turn our pumps on, which should... We got zero fluid flow. Zero fluid flow here. Do I have to turn the pump on now and turn this on? No. Won't turn on. So am I pumping in? How do I switch it to pumping out? I don't understand how I actually buy oil from you. How do I buy oil from you? So I have zero fluid moving through this system. There is zero fluid coming from that oil tower. So how am I supposed to buy from this? It says ready. Crude oil buyer. Buy price. Oh. Crude oil buyer. Oh, this buys oil? This doesn't sell oil? Diesel seller. Oh. Shit. That's the sell price. That's the price for it to sell to me, not the price for it to buy from me. And this one's buying. This one's buying oil at $1 and selling. This is doing the fracking. Son of a bitch. I need the other kind of facility. I need a backwards facility. damn it! This is the wrong facility. Let's just let's just see what happens here. Yeah, okay, good. Damn, this is the wrong facility. I need a place where I can buy oil, not sell oil. I need a place where I can buy oil. This is a selling facility. Crap. Where can you... Oh, yeah, okay. Yep, diesel gantry buy, jet buy, oil gantry sell. Shit. There's an oil buy, but that's... I don't have a rail to go there. There's a diesel buy. Crap. One's way up here. Diesel sell. So there is an oil buy, but it is back here. That's where you buy the oil. There's also an oil data vendor there. That's where you buy the oil. So I would have to buy the oil, bring it down to here, and then try to frack it. Crap. I mean, doable, but crap. I want to make sure our fracking tower works. Okay, well. Yeah. Okay. Shit. So let's clean up. Map. Clean up. Okay, map. Let's spawn here. We're here. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'll spawn the fracker in here. Load. I'll spawn the fracker in here, and I'm gonna give it an electrical connector on the back here. It should have one on the back and the front. All of my trains should have electrical connectors in the back and the front, just in case. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one here. Electrical anchors. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. So electrical anchor on the back, electrical anchor on the front, and then connect that to the electrical system. So that just connects to the battery. There, and on the back. Same thing. Battery there and there. Okay, and that should be set. Now, I will spawn this guy in. Actually, I'm going to save this guy first. Mobile fracker, save. Spawn it in. Okay. I do not have my disconnector. Shit. Okay, well, whatever. This is going to be a whole lesson in fucking around anyway, so we'll see what happens. Wish I didn't have to do this. But I need to check and I need to make sure this works. And the only way to make it work is to bring oil to... I can't bring the mountain... I can't bring Muhammad to the mountain, so I gotta bring the mountain to Muhammad, as it were. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna move our fracker out of here, and then I'm gonna get a rescue truck. I call it a rescue truck. I'm gonna turn off the fuel that's spawned inside of it and spawn in oil instead. And we'll see if this thing works. Because my rescue truck, like I said, it spawns in with a load of fuel. I don't know if I can have it spawn in with a load of crude oil. I might have to do that. I might have to do that myself. I might have to go actually get the oil, but we'll see. We'll see. I just got to get this train out of here so I can load the truck in. Hopefully I can load the truck in. Come on. We're almost there. Just gotta get it clear of the build zone. Should have spawned in my little brake release. Or just installed the dang brake release on the train. That would have been another smart idea. Just spawn the brake release on the trailer and put the button in. Like I did for my other trailers. So I could click on them, release the damn brakes. I had to manually push it somewhere. Back to the wall. Push, push, push. Okay, am I clear enough? Great vehicle, yes I am. Okay. So let's create. Load. Hopefully I can get that truck in here. Will it fit is the question. Where is it? Is the other question. There it is. Okay, the service truck normally spawns full of fuel. Let's go to our logic here and see if we can change what it spawns in with. Where is the fluid spawner? Is there even a fluid spawner on here? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Can I change that to be crude oil? Freshwater, seawater, diesel, jet fuel, slurry, air, oxygen, hydrogen. I cannot change that to be oil. You bastard. Okay, freshwater, set it to 0. Actually, you know what? I'll set it to 0 on diesel. Okay. Do I have a pump in and pump out for that? Please tell me I got a pump in and pump out. I know I have a pump out. Do I have a pump in? Oh. Yeah, I think it's on both. I think it's... Is that a pump in and out? I think that's a pump in and out. Yes, it is. I have a two-way thing there. Okay. So we can take this thing up, we can fill it up, and then come back. Alright. So we'll spawn it with nothing in it. That should be completely empty tank. Nothing in it. And then hopefully we can pump oil into it. Okay, so here's our service truck. Come on. Nothing in it. Completely empty. Completely empty. We got pump in, pump out. Awesome. And we got a fluid hose anchor. Excellent. Let's get this fucker up to... oh. I forgot about the hood latch. Yep. Okay. So we're going to close the door. Alright, let's get this thing up to the... Whoa, I forgot she was a little... She's a little on the fast side. She's got some juice to her. Alright, so let's... Which way is that station? I think it's this way. Try not to run off the frickin' road. Oh, wait, or is it that way? Where's our map? Okay, I gotta go up that road. I take a right and then another right. Okay. So this way. And then another right, and we should be there. There we are. Okay. Actually, not that far. And then once I'm here, I need to find the gantry to load up oil, which I think is that guy right there. And you son of a bitch, you better have a different... I better be able to use a different connector. I better be able to hook up to you. You and your frickin' old school connector. Back our truck in here. Hopefully, fill this thing up with... We will fill this thing up with oil. Okay, where's my hose? Where's my hose? My hose. Connect you up and connect oil seller. Sells for 50 cents? 50 cents. Okay, and do I just pump in? Nope, it's not going anywhere. Oh, turn on the pump here. Pump it now. Aha! Perfect. And yes, we are. Holy shit! Look how fast we're filling up this tank. Jesus Christ! What happens if I shut that pump off? Oh, it's still filling pretty good. Okay, well, we got 3 grand, 4 grand, 5, 6, 7. I think we gotta shut her down now before she starts spraying out the top or something. Like I don't know. That's insane. Look at that. Okay. And we'll just clear the hose because I don't know if the hose needs cleared, but we'll clear the hose anyway. Attach it. We'll hang it up. Here. Store hose. Okay. We have a full tank of oil. All right. Let's go deliver it. Deliver it to our fracker and see if our fracker can frack. So we 2 rights to get here, or 2 lefts to get back. There's left number 1. You notice my front tires are the ones that are squealing. That's why I put tracks on this damn thing. Because for some reason, wheeled vehicles, the wheels just squelch and squeal like a son of a bitch. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we're here. I should probably put the brakes on so we don't roll away. Now, Fraction Tower up. And raise our tower. There is a power connector, I believe, back here. I don't know if it sells power. I don't know if it sells power. I don't know if you have to actually pay for the power that comes out of there. But let's see if we can hook it up to our fracker. We can. Beautiful. Unlimited power. No, we do not have unlimited power, but we are pulling a draw. Well, that says there's no electric. I don't know why that says there's no electric. Oh, the indicators have no electric. Okay, so does the electric cable have electric? I mean, it is climbing very slowly. So, wait. How? Oh, electric can pass through this. Okay, never mind. Okay, so, I mean, I guess we're getting power from there? Our battery's charging? Yeah, it looks like our batteries are going up. Okay. It's a very, very slow charge. Like, ridiculously slow charge. But it's charging, so I guess maybe there's a solar panel on the roof or something that we're getting power from. I have no idea. But regardless, let's connect up our oil hose. You notice we had fluid transfer there right away, a little bit anyway. So let's turn on our pumps. We do have fluid transfer, okay? And 0.2 liters per second. What happens if I turn on the out pump? Does that help at all? That did not help at all. Oh, okay. No, we do have some flow. Okay, so we got some flow. So it flows in, and then it goes, and then it flows down, lowers down. Okay, but we have pumping happening. Oh, because the valve wasn't open. Now we have the valve open. Okay, I see what was going on. Our valve wasn't open. Now that our valve is open, we definitely have a little bit of flow going in. It's dropping, but we do have. Oh, and we have some diesel. A little bit of diesel. We have some jet fuel. We have some diesel. Look at that. And it looks like our tanks are filling up at roughly the same rate. So we do have some jet fuel going in. We do have some diesel going in. How's our tank over here? It went up. It's going up. Wait, what? How's our tank going up? We're pumping out. How's our tank going up? I don't understand how this is working right now. Oh my gosh. We got no flow here, and the flow stopped there. So this is still going on. I don't exactly know what's going on here. Not really a clue. I don't know how we can be gaining fluid here. Oh, there it goes. Now it's going that way. What? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Okay, so I'm just going to let it pull. I'm just going to let this thing pull. And look at that. We got flow again. What? I don't understand what was going on here. So that should be pumping. Oh wait, was I pumping in? Or was I pumping out? No. Okay, that's... I guess either way this pump seems to pump in. So just okay, I'm just gonna let this thing pump itself. I'll let this thing do the pumping. Because it seems like we're getting flow when when that's turned off. I don't know what's going on over there. We get a better flow when it's turned off though. So we'll just let her flow. We're making some jet fuel and some diesel. Not a hell of a lot, but we are fracking. Our battery's going down faster than it's going up though. So that connector there is not as good as advertised. Do I have a connector off my truck? I don't know that I do. I have rope. I don't think I have an electrical connector off my truck. Or maybe I do under the hood. I might under the hood. Do I have an electrical connector under the hood? This is a glitch vehicle, so I do have a glitch generator under here. Does it? It does have. It does have. It has an electrical connector under the hood. So I'm going to swipe this cable here. We're going to take that off of there. And we're going to hook it up to the front and power this sucker. We're going to hook up. We'll hook up to there and we'll hook up to here. That should keep us going. I think that's a connector, is it not? Or is that just a pipe? Is that a pipe or is that a connector? I can't tell. Sure. Might be a pipe. Maybe I don't have a connector under here. Shit. That doesn't make any sense. I should. It's a gearbox. Because I made this, I'm sure I made this truck after I started. That's the battery. I'm sure I made this truck after I realized that I needed to start putting electrical connectors on things. It's not hidden in the... No. No. Sure, I would have had an electrical connector on this thing. That says generator output. That's a generator breaker. That's a generator output. Can't get up there. You bastard. Oh, that's the dial indicator. Okay. So generator output's the dial indicator. Did I really not put an electrical connector on this thing? What is that? Is that a pipe? What is that? I'll figure out what the hell that pipe is. If it's just a pipe. Oh, you know what? I can do the home thing. Just freaking walk through it. That is just a pipe. Okay. So there's a pipe behind there. That's just a pipe. Weird. That's where the electrical connector was. But now it's just a pipe. I don't think there is an electrical connector on this thing. Pretty sure there's not. Well, that sucks. That pipe should be one. That's where there should be one at that where that pipe is, and it should be facing this way. It should be facing this way. There should be an electrical connector right there, and it should be facing this way. It's weird. Because I built this after I realized that I might have to boost these once in a while. Because the flywheel glitch doesn't always work. So I'm really surprised that I did not put any way to boost this. No plugs, no nothing. Very, 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 very surprised. Especially since this is a service truck, so it should have a way to boost a dead vehicle. but it doesn't. That's so odd. That is definitely an overlook. Here's inside the tank. How's our fluid level? Oh, it's coming down. Down a little bit. But yeah, that is very strange that I did not include a connector on this. Unless I might have put that pipe in by accident. That pipe might have supposed to be the connector, but I accidentally put the pipe in there instead. I don't know, but that's very weird for me to have done that. But it could have been one of those, 3 a.m. insomnia episodes where I was like not really, my brain wasn't really functioning properly, as it does. So we have 0.28 diesel fuel and 0.28 jet fuel. So we haven't quite made a couple of dollars yet. Oh my gosh. It is so slow. These fractionating towers are slow, but I am glad to see that it's working. That was the main goal, to have the tower actually work. And it is. And we do have fuel in our tank. Probably not enough to see. No, there's not enough fuel in there to actually see the fuel. But we do have fuel in our tanks at either side. So it is doing its job. It is doing the fractioning. It's using a heck of a lot of power to do the fractioning, but it's doing it. So I don't think I can complain much when it's getting the job done. And it does take a lot of oil to fraction, so that's why it's better to do it from oil that you've collected rather than doing it from oil you purchase. But I did want to see exactly how effective it was. But it is making the fuel. It's just not in massive quantities. So it's almost better. It's almost better to fraction at a station. But it is nice to have this mobile rig. It is very nice to have this mobile rig, so that I can do this. So I'm not gonna call this build as being a waste of time, because I definitely don't think it is. I definitely think that this is going to have its uses in my survival game, especially since now I can basically bring a fractioning facility right to an oil field. So yeah, that's or to a dock. So I think that's well worth it. Well worth the build. Yeah, working beautifully. Working beautifully. I will probably have to put a generator on it, because you can see the power's going down. So I'll have to put some kind of generator on it. It's it's going back up now because I'm connected to the electric thing. But I will have to probably put some kind of generator on it. Whether it be solar, I could do the middle of the bed all in solar panels. So when the tower's raised, it's actually getting solar throughout the whole bed. That could be an improvement. Just put solar, this whole area, just solar panels. That way it'll keep going during the day. Because what's using all the power is this. The pumps, like I showed in the last video, the pumps are really a slow drain. They don't really drain that fast. But but things like motors and heaters, they do a good job. They do a good job. Especially when it comes to killing batteries. Anyway, so we got this. We have this working now. We have oil being transferred in. We have oil being converted to fuel, and you can see that the fuel level is going up. It's going up pretty decent. for fractioning. It's going up pretty decent. I could always double the tower, triple the tower, you know, to make it go faster. Just like I said, lay them down. I could just like copy this tower, paste it on top, and then have them both stand up and run to kind of double the speed that it processes. But I don't know that I will. I don't think I will. I might just leave it the way it is because, like I said, it's doing a decent job. And all it really needs is a little tiny bit of juice to keep it going, and it can get that from either the base that it's at via electrical cable, just like this, or it can get it from the train it's connected to via electrical cable or generator that's on the train, or I mean I could add solar to the bed. So any way you look at it, there's ways that I can get power from it, or get power, to it, whatever the case may be. And yeah, I think it's a very nice system. Kind of elegant. Kind of elegant. So we'll return this to workbench, clear it out. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have cleared that out. Before I forget, great vehicle. Go back in there, because this is, like I said, this is a service vehicle. It's supposed to have, it should have some way to boost start another vehicle. So, oh, I already got the friggin' connector right here. So I'm gonna put this connector in. Maybe I'll put it like right here. That should be fine. I want it to be the same color though, so yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Electrical cable anchor, we'll flip it and we'll put it right here, and we'll just put a yellow tip on it. Paint yellow, boom, and we'll connect that up to the generator side, so it's not stealing from the internal loop. So we'll go generator. Wait, is that the right? No, that's the wrong generator. Where's the other generator? Where's the one that's actually making power for the vehicle? Actually, is it that one? Where's the vehicle battery? Here's the vehicle battery. Okay, which generator is the vehicle battery hooked up to? Oh, there it is. This generator. Okay, so this is the generator on the back, and you know what? We'll just hook the vehicle battery up to here, like so. So now it's pulling right from the vehicle battery. Okay. So now I'll save this as my service vehicle. Now it can boost start. Still a glitch vehicle, which say what you want, I don't really care. Some vehicles are glitch vehicles, some vehicles aren't glitch vehicles. I do know how to make motors, I do know how to, operate motors. I just find that actual motors in this game are a little wonky. I find that to be a little wonky. Plus, they put out smoke like crazy. You put a catalytic converter on it, even, and it still smokes like crazy. So, all right, let's get out of here, and we're gonna bring our fractioner here back to the workbench. Whoa, come on. Turn it to the workbench, and we're gonna do a save. Make sure it's saved. Was there a change that I needed to make to this? Oh, I needed to put a button so I can disconnect from there. You know what? I'll worry about that another day. Anyway, we'll save this as well, just to make sure that. Oh, actually, come on. Before we do that, let's see if we can squeeze some solars in here. So solar panels are, how big are they? And they're pretty big. So how can we squeeze these guys under here? Because I don't think we have. So they would have to be these guys in order to fit under there. Because I only have the center piece here to fit them. But I mean, I guess that's fine. And I can only go back so far, I think, before I run out of space here. Okay, so solar panels. Let's get the right color. Okay, get our solar panels. Make sure they're facing up, which they are. Okay, and then we'll just start tossing them in here. This is going to up the price of this trailer, unfortunately, quite a bit because the solar panels are stupid expensive. I don't know why. That's probably far enough. That's probably far enough. We'll fill in the rest here with blocks. I think we're good there now. So we have a bed of solar panels now underneath the fracker, which should help with the battery problem a little bit anyway. Got to connect all those, of course, because it's, you know, they don't just connect themselves, unfortunately. I wish they did. I wish if you put solar panels side by side, that they would all link. They would automatically link together if you had them like touching. Because this is just having to do this is asinine. It's kind of ridiculous. It'd be nice if the size of the size of the solar panels was customizable, and that's how they functioned. They're customizable because when you put the 1x1s together, they automatically link. That would be, you know, kind of like how the hoppers, or the ducts, I should say, kind of like how the ducts link. If you put ducts side by side and the things are touching, they link together, and that should be the same with the solar panels. If you put them side by side, they should link together. There shouldn't be any muss and fuss like this. They should just link. So there we go. We have some solar panels on the deck. This thing now costs $39,000. So a little more expensive, but we'll save it as our fractioning trailer, mobile fractioning facility. It does work, and it works very well. So I I consider that a successful build. So there you go. Yeah, even with no vehicle, I still get that stupid save lag. So there you go. We have a mobile fractioning facility. We can take it all over the place, and there are quite a few places that is going to be useful, especially down here in the sand areas, because you have all kinds of different places down here. There's an oil rig or an oil location right here, and this is actually there's an oil deposit right here, and this is a rail, so we can just go from there, and we can fraction it right here. And you know, the same with docks. These docks here, I think it's this dock here, has rails on it. I'm pretty sure this dock is the one with the rails on it. Let me check. Yep. So we got rails right down on this dock. So I can load up. I can bring the fractioning trailer right down to this dock here, and I can have my oil rig right here. I can pull my oil rig right in here. So I have my oil rig here, and then I can have a winch or something that'll let out line, and I can let out line, hook up my fractioning trailer right here, and I can start producing. Because I'm not going to have a fractioning thing on my oil rig, but I will be able to fraction it right here on the rails. So definitely useful. There's a few other places where it'll be useful too, like where you can actually fraction close to an oil rig, close to an oil facility. What's going on over here? The lighthouse has got a fire. Oh no! You have a fire in the lighthouse. No, I don't want to travel that location. So yeah, there's quite a few places where that can actually come in useful. Quite a few docks that it can come in useful. There's some docks up here too as well. There's like this dock over here. There's no train at this dock, but there is a train right here. So you could like bring the oil in and process it here at the rail facility there. And same with a few of these other places, like along this line here. You know, you can park anywhere here with your oil rig and process your oil, and then sell it off. So, for example, you can sell your diesel right here off this gantry, and once again, the rail goes right past that. So, you know, process your diesel right here on the shore. Move your train down a little bit and sell it right there off the gantry. You know, there's different things you can do with this fracking mobile fracking facility. I'm not going to say it's going to be useful at all times. It's definitely not going to be useful at all times. Wait, we have an oil. What's that? An AVAX oil tanker. An oil tanker requires servicing? Oil tanker. Let's see what this is. An oil tanker requires servicing. Yeah, are you going down? You trying to tell me you're going... Oh. Oh. Oh, we're in the oil. We're in the oil. Are you telling me you're sinking? Is that what you're telling me here, oh, Mr. Ajax? What are you telling me here? You got a problem? You got a big problem? Look at that friggin' oil spill. New oil spill times 2. Uh-oh. Are you going down? Is that what's going on here? We didn't service you in time? Oh, times 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on here, Ajax? You got a leak? You got a leak below decks? Is that what you're telling me here? We definitely got an oil spill going on. What the hell? Where's your below deck access? How do you get below decks? I don't even see how you get below decks here. Is it in here? Oh, there it is. You got a big leak? You filling up with water? You flooding? No. No problem back here. Everything's all hooked up here. No leak back here. Where's your leak, bud? You just leaking in their hull? That's bunks. More bunks. Washroom. Yeah, I don't see... Where's your leak, buddy boy? You got a hole in your hull? I don't see the hole in the hull. But we definitely got an oil spill. Where's your issue? I do not see any holes in the hull. It's not yet. She's definitely got an oil spill going on. Where's your hull damage? No hull damage back here. Where's your hull damage? Leaking oil, you gotta have some hull damage, no? Don't see any scrape marks anywhere. You got weight on the front. That's normal. Weight blocks to level it off. Where is your hull damage? If you're leaking oil, you gotta have hull damage. I don't see any. What, is this just an oil spill thing? It says this guy needs servicing. There's no damage. What the hell, bud? How are you creating an oil spill if you don't have any damage? There's no damage on deck, no damage off deck. Where's the oil coming from? Dude. That tank's not really doing anything. This tank's not really doing anything. This tank's not doing anything. We got a tank that's got low numbers on it. The tank's not doing anything. That one's still full. All your tanks are full. What the hell? Where's your leak? You got oil spread all over the damn ocean. Where the hell are you leaking from? I don't see any leaks anywhere. That's not going down. It's going up, if anything. That's going up. That's going up. None of these numbers are going down. That's going up. It's kind of a glitch when it goes up. They shouldn't technically be going up, but they are. But that makes no sense. Why is there a giant oil spill when there's no damage to the boat? I don't understand that. Let's see what we got going on over here. Nothing. Nice little stove and whatnot. Let's see what's going on the bridge. What, the crew abandoned ship or something? There's no crew on this thing. They just say to hell with it? We're out? Doesn't look like we got any power. Any of these systems. They don't say anything, so I don't think they're actually functional. So looking at the inside, here's the storage tank. So the storage tank is free from the hull, so it technically can't leak because it's not. The storage tank can't leak. It's not even attached to the hull. You can have hull damage, the boat could sink, and this thing would still not leak. So there's got to be something else going on here, other than maybe it's an automated thing. Hey, look at all the buttons. That's kind of neat. What are they for, I wonder? Down we go. Through the wall. Okay, so what do we got going on out here? This isn't making any sense. What do we got going on here? We got a controller. Let's see. Am I in water? I don't think I'm in water. Oh! Oh! Wow! Whee! The game was like, you're not supposed to be down there, and just decided to chuck me. Oh, I know why. There's probably a physics thing here. I bet you that's the physics thing right there. I bet you it's saying. I bet you there's a physics block down here that doesn't let this be part of the ship. I'm willing to bet. It's like, you are not supposed to be down here. Yeah, physics flutter. There it is. So what is down here? Mission lights, mission scuttle, mission transponder, mission lights off, mission flare, mission transponder. So, and then it's got the boat AI. I wonder if those tanks right there are where the. I wonder if this is where the leak came from, the oil leak. Oh no, that's probably fuel for the engines. Interesting, because there's definitely an oil leak coming from this damn boat. Look at that! Look at the friggin' oil. That's a huge oil patch. Anyway, this is not really why we're here. I mean, I could collect all this oil and fraction it, but I just wanted to see what was going on out here, and this is apparently what's going on out here. So, yeah, don't launch off a flare. Please don't launch off a flare. That would not be a good idea in the current situation. But anyways, I will be back with another episode. I don't know what the next episode's going to be on. I still have work to do on my oil platform, my mobile oil rig. Um, but that's going to be all off camera, by the way. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else I'm going to get up to. So I do have an oil sifting vessel already. I could probably make a better one with some of the stuff, some of the new stuff that I know. I could probably make a much better one than the one I currently have, because there's apparently there's ways to separate the oil and the water other than using those giant sifters. There's you can boil it off or something like that. You can boil off the oil. Uh, that'll separate them. And there's a few other ways you can do it too. Just getting rid of the oil. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So take care, everybody. This is Jody, and I'm signing off and getting out of here. See you next time. Bye-bye.